Good evening, baseball fans. Welcome to the Waldo Henderson Memorial Field here in Miramichi, New Brunswick for tonight's O'Donoghue's Ironman Baseball Live matchup as the battle for second place in the NBSBL wages on as the Fredericton Royals are in town to take on your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironman. And dig, as we hit the last couple of weeks of the regular season here, a lot to play for, obviously. You know, the Ironman in a great situation, only one game back of the first place Islanders and have 4 games in hand. So some big games ahead here for the Ironmen as they jockey with the Royals and the Islanders for position in the top 3.
Yeah, welcome everybody into the stream. Good to have you with us. Going to be a good night here at Waldo Henderson up in Chatham Head. The wind is absolutely howling out to left field. So, big game tonight, obviously. We haven't seen Julio on the mound in a while. Chris up here. I think the only time we've seen him maybe up here this year
Was the one game where we didn't start till the 3rd inning.
That's what it was, exactly. But yeah, like you said, big games here. Great that the Ironmen have the 4 games in hand, obviously, over the Islanders, and just looking to kind of keep the ball rolling as we get into the later part of the season and kind of gear up for nationals. That's approaching
in 4 weeks, the first game action of nationals 4 weeks from today.
Wow.
So it's coming up.
Summer's flying by.
That's right. Let's take a look at the lineup for the visiting Fredericton Royals. Craig Oliver, the second baseman, is leading off. Adam Esty back in the lineup. He has been injured for the majority of the season so far, hitting second tonight and designated hitting. Dmitry Shakotko is batting third and playing third. Corey Wood, the center fielder, batting fourth. Corey Kavanaugh, the catcher, batting fifth. Josh McDonald, the left fielder, is batting sixth. Corey Willett is playing first base tonight, batting eighth, sorry. No, that's right, seventh. Jane Sullivan is playing third and batting eighth, and Thomas Hoyt, the right fielder, is batting ninth. The pitcher tonight for the Royals is import Kensuke Miura. The pitcher tonight for the Ironmen, Julio Hernandez. 7th appearance of the season, 37 in the 3rd innings. He has a 5-1 record and a 1.88 ERA, 37 in the 3rd innings, 36 strikeouts, and only 11 walks. Craig Oliver is going to step in here to lead it off for the Royals. Thank everybody for coming in here tonight. We've got some new stuff on the go here tonight, folks. We have a new camera angle. We have a updated score bug. And you may notice, if you're looking in the bottom left corner of your screen, we are going to attempt to keep track of the pitch count. And that is hit high and deep to left field, back at the track, at the wall. That one is way out of here. And on the second pitch of the ball game, the Royals take a 1-0 lead as Craig Oliver deposits one way out into the trees in left field. And that will be his 4th home run of the season, which will tie him with Max Grant and Tyler Stewart for second on the Royals. So just like that, 2 pitches in, and it's 1-0 Royals. Obviously not the start you're looking for. And again, as Dig mentioned in the opening, very, very windy night here. The wind is blowing out to left field. And man, oh man, did Oliver ever get that one up in the jet stream.
Yeah, I don't know if he needed that much wind. That ball was well struck. He took a really good swing at that second pitch, from Julio. Got a fastball and got the barrel out in front of it. It's going to be tough. The name of the game tonight is going to be keeping the ball on the ground. Any fly ball, any pop-up, the wind's going to have a big effect on that. So the more balls you can get onto the ground and into the gloves faster, the better.
Yep, absolutely. Here's Esty hitting .263 on the season. Again, has been injured for a lot of the month of late June and July. He is 5 for 19 on the season. That is high and away for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike here. It is warm here. I mean, it's not cold, but again, as we mentioned a few times, the breeze that comes in off of the Miramichi River here at the Waldo is quite strong. It's been quite breezy here the last, I would say, and that has popped up in the infield as I interrupt myself. That's going to be trouble out in the center, but Mike McKay is going to get under it. That ball will hang up. And that'll be the first out of the ball game as Esty flies out F8 for those of you scoring at home. But yeah, Dig, the last, I would say, 5 or 6 days has been a strong breeze. I umpired a couple games on Sunday. It was breezy. I umpired here at the Waldo Tuesday night, and it was quite breezy. It has been a windy week here on the Miramichi.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And like you said, right off the water, you kind of get that jet stream, and when the wind's blowing as strong as it is, you get it up in the air and
That ball from Shakotko is hit high in the air to right field. And Goss under it, and he will make the play. So a couple of flyouts here after the home run. Taking a look at the defense behind Hernandez tonight in the outfield left to right, it is Logan Walsh, Mike McKay, and Zach Goss. In the infield, third to first, it is Yan Rail, Chris Keating, Charlie Mawson back from his vacation here in the lineup tonight, Nick Leggett with a fresh lettuce chop over at first base, and Jeff Watkin is handling the catching duties tonight. Now that'll bring up Corey Wood. There's a swing and a miss for strike one. Wood hitting .314 on the season, does have a couple home runs, 8 RBIs in his 35 at-bats for the Royals.
always a dangerous hitter, Corey. Been a really good hitter in this league for a long time. Not the guy you want to make a mistake to.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Ironmen committed tonight, again, 12-6 on the season, 1 game back of the Islanders. That is high for ball 2. Again, the Islanders have played 22 games, the most in the NBSBL. Ironmen only played 18. The Royals, a game behind the Ironmen at 12-8. Again, they've played 2 additional games. That is on the outside part of the plate for strike 2. But I'll even the count 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the first. Royals have scored 1 on the Craig Oliver leadoff home run. And that is hit in the air towards third, and that is going to be out of play. So again, some critical moments. The Ironmen with 3 straight Saturdays with doubleheaders here. The Islanders here for a massive doubleheader on Saturday, and they have additional doubleheaders. I believe the Royals or the Alpines might be here for both. I don't think we've seen St. John yet this year, have we?
No, not on the stream. We haven't got them yet.
No.
We had the one Saturday single with...
That's high and away for ball 3, so it'll be a full count. Yeah.
Fredericton showed up. Yeah, 20-3 that day. Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen Fredericton. We've seen the
Moncton.
Mets. We've seen the Islanders. So back-to-back weekends with doubleheaders against the Alpines coming up in August. Again, they've been rained out. That one popped out of play. So it'll remain 3-2.
No attempts to catch foul balls tonight. I learned my lesson there last week.
Yes, you did.
With that
Yeah,
one.
listen, that clip of the stream has been viewed, according to my sources, hundreds of times in the week since it happened. So full count pitch here from Hernandez, and there's a foul right back. Look out! And just like that, the camera has moved. That's less than ideal. Let's see if we can. That's worrisome. Not really much I can do about that now. Just going to have to deal with it. Popped up a little bit. That is down for ball 4.
Good at bat by Corey there. Fell off a couple tough pitches to get himself into
drug it out a fair bit. Yeah, I was loving the new view too until the first foul ball at the screen knocked the camera loose.
More zip ties.
Well, the camera itself has a little tilting mechanism, which I guess if I was going to zip tie it, I should have zip tied it on the back of the camera and not on the arm of the bracket. Again, as you folks know who have been watching the stream regularly, we are trying some different things here at Waldo Henderson. And obviously not our usual field. As Corey Cavanaugh steps in here, hitting .298 on the season. That is inside for ball 1. And I'll tell you what, .298 is halfway down the list here of guys. Like, again, that shows you the Royals just love to hit. They are a hitting team. When their bats are going, they are tough to beat. Long hold here from Julio. That is fouled away.
Yeah, no, the Royals' offense is tough. They see a lot of pitches. They have guys up and down that can do damage, and they show up here tonight with a pretty potent lineup, and they're missing one of the best players in the league in Max Grant. That's not here with them tonight.
Absolutely. Here comes the 1-1. Oh, he's going to throw over. So 1-0 here, top of the first. Craig Oliver led the game off with a home run. Hernandez got a couple of flyouts and then issued a walk after a 9-pitch at bat to Corey Wood. Here comes the 1-1 to Kavanaugh. There's a swing and a miss, strike 2. I'll be honest, Frazier, we didn't get the names of the umpires before the game. They are an out-of-town crew. We believe they are from Prince Edward Island. So I'll try to do what we can to get their names as the game goes on, but usually we rely on the PA announcer guys to get them, and we didn't get them before the game. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Kavanaugh. Hernandez with a long hold, and then time is called at the plate. One ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs here, top of the first. And the pitch, and that is high and away. 20th pitch of the first inning here for Hernandez. Again, obviously the Ironmen, who are going to play the double dip less than 48 hours from now, would like to get Hernandez deep into this one. I know they have Jay Miller slated to start one of those games Saturday. Unsure of who will start the other one. Have to assume maybe a Jamie Walls appearance in there. And there is a high fly ball in the air to left. Walsh back to the fence, at the track, at the wall, and it's gone. And that one is definitely a wind-assisted home run as it sneaks over the wall in left. Again, you can see the flags out in left center field blowing quite aggressively. Kavanaugh got that one up into the air, and again, just taking advantage of the conditions here.
Yeah, no, like you say, not a great swing by Kavanaugh. Seemed to be a little bit out in front of that one, but was able to put enough barrel on it to get it up into the jet stream and get out of here and give the Royals a 3-0 lead here in the first inning.
Yep, absolutely.
For Julio, damage controlled. Go get your third one. Let the offense come out here and try to, do the exact same thing.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Wind works both ways. Second home run of the season for Kavanaugh. That is down and in for ball 1. The Royals have struck for 3 here in the top of the first inning. And the inning continues. And that is down for ball 2. Donald up at the dish here. Having a pretty good season, hitting .343 as a homer amongst the 12 hits. His 35 at-bats this season. 2 balls, no strikes. And that is right down the middle for strike 1. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Here comes the pitch, and that is high for ball 3. So 3-1 now. So already with a walk and another 3-ball count here in the inning. And that is bounded towards first. Nick Leggett will pick it up, takes a weird hop, and he's safe at first. So that was a weird play where the ball looked like, I'm not sure if it hit the bag. It hit something on the way by that caused the ball to not bounce. Caused Nick to stumble a little bit.
Credit to Josh McDonald for getting down the line hard. Looked like he was trying to beat that one out the entire way and was able to.
My assumption is that's going to be scored a hit.
Good job by Jeff to go out here after, the 2 home runs this inning and the walk. And now he gives up another, not a very hard hit ball by any means, but settle him back down, get him in the zone, and get him his third here. That also goes to show you, Chris, like we keep talking about, the Royals offense, bat on ball, you know what I mean? A team that hits for a high average, so obviously putting the ball in play a lot and making the most of their opportunities here in the first.
First pitch to Willette is there for strike 1. That is scored an error. I'm assuming it'll be an error on Nick Leggett. Not sure I agree with that one. Maybe in that situation, give McDonald the single for the hustle, but one of those things. That's low and in for a ball. So the Royals have put up 3 here, top of the first. That is high and away for a ball. And again, Watkin looked like he had a little bit of difficulty receiving that one as he tried to make a stab at it and then tried to frame it. So this next pitch for Hernandez will be his 30th of the first inning. 2 balls, 1 strike. That is bounded out towards second, and they'll go the short way. So that will finally end the top of the first inning as the Royals put up 3 runs. A solo home run by Craig Oliver and a 2-run home run by Corey Cavanaugh. So after a half inning in the books here at Ironman Field, it is the Royals 3, the Ironmen coming to the plate. So we go to the bottom of the first inning. Here's a look at the lineup for your Chatham Miramichi Ironman. Mike McKay, the center fielder, leading off. Chris Keating, shortstop, batting second. Jeff Watkin, the catcher, batting third. Jake Cook, handling designated hitting duties tonight, batting fourth. Logan Walsh, the left fielder, batting fifth. Nick Leggett, the first baseman, batting sixth. Charlie Mollison, the second baseman, batting seventh. Ian Rail, the third baseman, batting eighth. And Zach Goss is the right fielder and batting ninth. And they will take on Royals import Kensuke Miura. 8th appearance of the season for Miura. 31 innings pitched on the season. He is 2-3 with a 4.52 ERA. Does have a good K to walk ratio, 26-10 in each of those. The Ironmen have roughed him up. I believe there was I don't have the exact numbers for me, but I know there was a game in Fredericton where they were able to hit him quite well. We will see what they can do here in the bottom of the first. As Mike McKay steps in here. And first pitch is in there for strike one. That's outside for a ball. That's fouled back. We'll run it to 1-2 now. Mike coming in tonight hitting .524, which leads the NBSBL. 63 at-bats. Listen to this. 33 hits, 22 runs, 4 extra base hits, 8 RBIs, 9 walks, 18 stolen bases, and 4 hit by pitch. And there's a swing and a miss as he waves at a pitch off the outside. And that'll be the first strikeout for Miura. And the first out here in the bottom of the first. So that'll bring up Chris Keating. Keating hitting .392 on the season, awful close to that 400 mark. He's 20 for 51, 15 RBIs to pace the Ironman, and 8 doubles. That's right down Broadway for strike one. And Keating, who earlier in the season became the Ironman all-time career leader in that double stat. Has added 7 more. That is a bounder towards the right side. Oliver up with it, and he will make easy throw on to first. And it is quickly 2 up, 2 down here for Miura in the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, so far so good. Looks around the zone. First look I've been able to see. He definitely he has the timing at the top of his delivery to kind of mess with the timing of the hitter.
Well, and we've seen it a lot with the Ironmen, right? Where you know what they bide their time first time through the order, right?
Yeah.
We've seen it the couple times that Josh Dennis has been here. We saw it against the Mets. They kind of just it's a feeling out process as Watkins steps in here. There's a swing and a miss, strike 1. Watkin on the season hitting .348, has a homer and 14 RBIs, leads the team by a mile with 19 walks. 0-1 here, 2 out, bottom of the first. That is low and in. One ball, 1 strike. So the 1-1 here. That's on the inside part of the plate. I think Jeff might have thought that was the same place as the previous pitch. 1-2. As everybody down behind the backstop here is being regaled with Nathan DeLong's life story. And talking about local affairs. The 1-2. And that is in the dirt. Look out, back to the screen. Camera, a good rattle. Everything okay over there, Jake? Jake's having some headset difficulty, folk. We apologize for the technical difficulties there as Jake has a momentary lapse with his headset here. So I believe the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Watkin. That is hit towards third. It will stay fair. Sullivan up with it, and he'll make a strong throw. And that'll do it. An 11-pitch, 3 up, 3 down first for Kensuke Miura. So after 1, it is Royals 3, Ironman no score on O'Donoghue's Ironman Baseball Live. Ironman Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. If you're looking for great lunch options, look no further than our weekly soup and sandwich special. Available from 11 to 4 Monday to Friday and 12 to 4 on weekends, swing by for a feed or order through our website, o'donoghues.com. Make sure to check out our Facebook page for this week's special. O'Donoghue's, welcome to your pub. So we go to the top of the second inning here after the Royals scored 3 in the top of the first. It's going to be Sullivan to lead it off. There's a swing and a miss, strike 1. Sullivan steps in here. Doesn't get a whole lot of at-bats. 25 on the season. He's hitting .280, though. Making good use of them. Again, usually they've played a lot of third base in games that we've seen. That ball is hit down the line, and that is going to be fair. And he'll take a big round at first, but that's going to be a single. So the Royals quickly with a base runner here in the
Top of the
second. So Thomas Hoyt is going to step in.
Squares the
He
bunt.
squares the bunt, and that's a foul ball. Fouls it off at home. Hoyt hitting .242. Again, hitting in the 9 spot here, so obviously the Royals are thinking, listen, you know what, we've got 3, let's play for more. Try to get a man in scoring position for Oliver and Esty coming up. Shane Sullivan's playing third.
Sullivan's playing short. Chicago playing third.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's my bad. And that is ripped down the right field line, and that is fair. So that will be a double for Thomas Hoyt. And just like that, it's going to be second and third with nobody out. I have to say, and this is not a judgment, this is just fact, the penmanship on the Fredericton Royals lineup card is not up to snuff.
No.
It
Well,
is,
you
and
know,
we don't get the top copy either, right? Like
No,
we're getting
it's
like
mushed
2-3
together,
copies down.
and
so there was
they were a
some-
little rushed getting here tonight.
Yeah, they
so
were a little
we'll
rushed.
give them a
getting here,
pass tonight anyway.
And so we tried to make the best of what we could do with the lineup card that we were given, and it was difficult to read. We had some deep discussion on who was playing where, and so dig with the correction that Chicago's playing short and Sullivan's playing third, right? Or the other way around?
Other way around.
Okay, thank you. That is popped up in the infield, or outfield, sorry. That one carries way out. That'll be caught by McKay. And that will be a sacrifice fly. So that'll be the 4th run here in the top of the first for the Royals. Or top of the second. 4-0.
Number 43, Adam Easton.
Really good at bat by Craig Oliver. Not trying to do too much.
Nope.
Got a fastball. You know
Yep.
your job. Less than 2 outs. Runner on third. Get a ball into the outfield. Get yourself an RBI.
That's right. Just put the ball in play. Sometimes the easy play is the right play. There's a swing and a miss, strike one as Esty steps in here. Flew out his first time. Well, I'm glad we got the lineup situation sorted out.
Yeah, we're good.
Again, there was a lot of discussion up here between myself and the PA guys on who was going where. That is high and away for a ball. Scoreboard guys, I can see, are struggling as they have the 4-1 the score. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here. And time will be called. And there's a grounder to first. Leg it up with it. He'll make the flip to Hernandez. So that'll be 3-1 for the second out of the inning. And Hoyt, the runner, moves up to third on the play. So again, some small ball here for the Royals.
Number 5, Dimitri.
Move the runner.
And you know what?
Chicago's going to have a chance to drive in a run here. Flew out to right field his first time.
In hindsight, the Ironmen probably want Thomas Hoyt to get that bunt down. You got a runner on second. We got the Oliver fly ball to center field. You got 2 with a runner on second here. Instead,
Yeah,
Thomas Hoyt rips a
absolutely.
double down the line, and now you're down 4-0
Yep,
early in this
absolutely.
ball game.
That is hit hard and high to center field. That one's curling back, and it's gone. And you could see the wind grab a hold of that one. Again, Chicago hit that hard, but only 370 to center field here. And just like that, another 3 spot here in the second inning. And it is 6-0 Fredericton. So the 3rd home run of the game for the Royals. As Chicago goes out of here to center, that will be his 6th of the season. That is on the outside part of the plate for strike one. I don't even have to look it up. I'm just going to assume that leads the league. But I will
Six?
look it
Yeah,
up
no, it does.
for the due diligence aspect of it. Let's go to the right. Let's go to the right. Yes, sir. That's a number to third. Rail up with it. Strong throw across, and he will get him by a step to end the inning. So the Royals add on 3 more. Sac fly by Craig Oliver and a 2-run home run. His league-leading 6th of the season for Dmitry Shakotko. And after an inning and a half here, it is the Fredericton Royals 6, the Chatham Ironmen, no score. So we go to the bottom of the second inning here. Not the start that the Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen are looking for, as they've given up back-to-back 3-run innings, 3 home runs. And the ball, for as much as the ball was not flying out of here in the first couple games, it has flown out of here as of late. Again, you could see those flags out in left center blowing out, and the Royals have taken advantage as they have hit 3 home runs. So Jake Cook's going to step in here to face Kensuke Miura. That is lined into left field, and that is going to get down, and it's going to go all the way to the wall. Cook is going to round first, and he's going to go to second. This one's going to be close, but he's in there safely. So just like that, the Ironman gets something going as it's a leadoff double for Jake Cook. Frazier, I don't have any information to share in regards to Ironman's pickups. I know that they're continuing to take a look at players and talk to players and discuss things internally, but I have a feeling that when I find out, will probably be when they're announced publicly. So here's Logan Walsh. That's in there for strike one.
Is there anybody that likes hitting more at Waldo Henderson than Jake Cook?
Jake Cook has been absolutely on fire here at the Waldo. He has his average up above 250 now on the season. That double. That is nubbed back of short. And I tell you what, the wind takes a hold of that one. It's going to get into center field. And Cook will advance to third. And again, I think that was a play. I think everybody thought that was going to be just a routine little pop-up in the infield.
Yeah, it looked like it beat Logan maybe in towards the hands a little bit.
And we got it in on the hands. But again, I mean, this wind is wreaking a bit of havoc here tonight. So that one ends up falling over Sullivan's head. So now it's runners at the corners. Nobody out here for Nick Leggett. So the Ironmen have something going as they try to dig themselves out of a 6-0 hole. That is outside for ball one. Leggett, Mawson, and then Rail here. So again, lots of Ironmen with lots of outs here. Need to use them effectively. Runners at the corners, nobody out. Love to get a couple here. That is fouled off. Mighty hack there from Leggett.
I'm sure
Shadows start to creep in here at the Waldo.
the Ironman coaching staff, probably last half inning, brought the guys together and said, hey, listen, it's not going to be one inning. It's not going to be all at once. You know, you got to pick away 1 here, 2 there. Great opportunity here.
And that's inside. Like a little funny stuff there from Miura. Didn't come out quite right. Leggett thought about that one, but able to hold up, check down to first, but no swing is the call. So now it's 3-1. So Leggett be looking for a good pitch to hit here, and again, maybe try to get something up into that breezy air. And that's right there for strike two. So full count now. Jake Cook over at third. Logan Walsh over at first with a double and a single respectively. Going to get a full count pitch to Leggett. Muir with a look over at first. And here comes the pitch. That's a nubber towards third. They're going to go, they're going to throw over to first. And I'm not sure what the call is here. The call is out. I believe it was a foul ball. There was no call made. And Leggett is going to be retired on a 5-3. Again, we obviously don't have a good view of that up here. But I think Leggett thought he fouled that off his foot or his shin.
He definitely reacted like the ball was off a toe or something there.
And again, I'm a little surprised the umpires didn't get together and talk about that one if he felt that adamant. But the home plate umpire must have said absolutely not. Here's Charlie Mawson. That's in the dirt. And Cook's going to come in and try to score here. The flip over, and he's in there. And I'll tell you what, a pretty nonchalant effort from Miura to come to the plate. Again, that ball didn't scoot too far away from catcher Corey Kavanaugh. But I thought there was going to be a play at the plate, and Miura kind of held up.
Yeah, no, it looked as if he wasn't sure maybe if Kavanaugh was going to try to beat Cook to the plate or if the flip was coming.
And I'll tell you what, and I'll get into what I might think here in a second, but that is a nubber into center. Logan Walsh is going to go back and tag. He is going to bluff a start, but then he's going to turn around and go back. So that will be the second out of the inning. The one thing I could think of there is, again, the sunlight on the first base side here at the Waldo.
Yeah.
Notoriously brutal.
Yeah.
So it could be a situation where, and you could see the shadows kind of creeping in, where maybe Kavanaugh flipped that ball, might have gotten into that sun.
Yep.
And maybe Miura just thought, well, if I can't see it, I'm going to catch it and whatever.
Also an option
Again, hard to say.
On him running in, there could have been, he might not have seen that ball squared away right away either, right?
Absolutely. That one's high and tight to rail. So the Ironmen have gotten one back here. They have a runner at third with two out. Again, Mawson unable to get it deep enough to allow a sac fly in that situation. So now they need a hit from rail with two out. There's a mighty hack. Swings and misses at that one. Rail having a nice season at the plate, hitting .296. Does have a homer. That homer, his only run batted into the season, so a chance to double or even triple his total here. That's fouled away at the plate. That'll be 1-2 now. One ball, two strikes, two outs here in the bottom of the second. 6-1 Royals. Ironmen continue to threaten with a runner over at third. That is in the dirt. Nice pick from Kavanaugh there. Two balls, two strikes, two out. Bottom of the second. Lots of twos. And that is hit high and deep to left field, but that will be foul. Rail makes good contact with that one, but pulls that foul. Well fouled in the left field line. Would have had the distance. It would have stayed fair. Should the inning continue, Zach Goss, the number 9 hitter, is in the on-deck circle. Another 2-2. That is fouled back.
Good swing by Yan Rail just to stay alive. That one obviously up by the neck, but no
Yeah.
harm, no foul when you get a piece of it.
Oh, that's right. Get a piece and let the inning continue. We're going to get another 2-2 here. Will be the 7th pitch of this at bat. Time is called. Mira, who holds that ball with the splitter grip. Here comes the 2-2. That is hit high in the air, and that is going to get out of play down behind third base as it ricochets off the top of the back fence. Well, the Ironmen have made Mira work. He has thrown 20 pitches so far here in the second inning. They have scored a run. They would love to get another one. And a long ball game here, so the Ironmen with a chance to cut into the lead a bit more. 8th pitch of the at-bat here to Rail, about to come out of Mira's hand. And that is strike 3 called. So Mira allows one, but is able to battle through a first and third, nobody out situation. So after 2 innings here at Ironman Field, it is the Fredericton Royals 6, your Chatham Miramichi Ironman 1 on Ironman Baseball Live, brought to you by O'Donoghue's Irish Pub and powered by Snag Sports. Ironman Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. If you and your pup are looking for a snack, bring them on by and check out the O-Dogs Pup Menu. With plenty of space on our outdoor patio, you and your furry friend can both enjoy some of your favorites all summer long. Check out both our 2- and 4-legged menus on our website, O'Donoghues.com. O'Donoghue's, welcome to your pub. So we go to the top of the third. It's 6-1 Royals. Going to be Corey Kavanaugh to lead it off here. Cavi with a 2-run home run back in the first inning. That's fouled back for strike 1. Again, I'll give Cavi a shameless plug here for all the work that he's done over on his K Sports Live YouTube channel. As it has had a big year with his work with the Royals, his work with the Fredericton Express of the Beausejour Senior Hockey League. So if you're in the Fredericton area looking to keep tabs on some local sports over there, make sure you check out K Sports Live.
Shout out Jordan Kingston, super fan of the Northman.
Jordan Kingston is a super Northman fan. Also, as that one's hit foul down the third baseline. Jordan Kingston, super Northman fan, also super K Sports fan.
Wow, both.
He actually, now listen, I heard a rumor he prefers to watch K Sports than Snag Sports.
That wouldn't surprise me with Jordan.
That wouldn't surprise me either.
Surprise
again,
me.
right, everyone, that's the great part about life, right? There's choices, and you get to make a choice. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Kavanaugh here, leading off the top of the third. That is high for a ball. Julio looking for a clean one here. The Royals have scored 6 runs on 5 hits. They have hit 3 bombs, Oliver, Kavanaugh, and Shetkotko. And that is hit foul down the third baseline. I always hated a comment from Uncle Deadly on YouTube. Hated pitching against Rail. Lad always took me 10 pitches deep and then hit a single. I can echo that sentiment. Dude ate me alive in the NBSBL in the early 2000s.
You know what? I don't think there's many pitchers that Yan didn't take the 9 or 10 pitches in that league.
And that is bounded out towards short. Keating back in the hole. It makes a strong transition and a great throw, and he got him. A big
Good
stretch
play.
over there from Leggett. So a great play all around to record that 6-3. How you doing, Paul from Alberta? Hope everybody out there is having a great night. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate all of our viewers. We also want to give a big shout out to O'Donoghue's Irish Pub for their never-ending continued support of the stream. If you're in the Chatham area, make sure you go by. Fire yourself up a fish and chips. That is line back up the middle. Look out, Julio. So
Chuck and
McDonald
duck, big
with the
fella.
first pitch single. And I'll tell you what, I have to get into. I have not had a chance yet, but O'Donoghue's has the patio, pet-free patio, and a pet-friendly menu.
Oh, wow.
They've got their pup menu over there now. Again, we have an ad all about it that'll run, I believe, here after the third complete inning. So I still have to get the dog out, see if she'll behave in public. So here's. Where are we here? This is Willette, right?
Corey Ouellette.
Yes, sir. So 1 on, 1 out here in the top of the third. Donald with a single. Did Jake or I catch the Jays game today? I'll tell you I didn't because I don't like to be disappointed before I go to the ballpark.
I did watch the Jays game.
Okay, well.
Glutton for punishment.
That's unfortunate.
It was 3-1 when I left, though.
Oh, okay.
So maybe a rare win. You never know.
I didn't see how it finished.
You never quite know.
I'm scared to look. My guess would be not well.
3-1.
Oh, they won. Wow, okay, great. 3-0 here to Willette. That's right in there for a strike. And again, if you're Hernandez, you would love a 4-6-3 double play right here would be just what the doctor ordered. That is hit high in the air to left, and the wind has a hold of that one, and that is long gone. Corey Willette with the 4th home run of the game for the high-octane Fredericton Royals. And it is 8-1.
Well, Chris, they came into this game leading the team stats in home runs. They've added 4 tonight. It just goes to show you what a potent offense the Royals have assembled here this year. You know,
Oh, absolutely.
bringing Kavanaugh back.
They live and die by the home run, right? Obviously, you know, Royals Field is one of the more hitter-friendly parks in the league. You get here at the Waldo, which again is quite small, you know, in comparison to Ironmen, for example. That one's inside for ball 1. Again, right, 315 down the lines, 370 to center. And then you add that wind. And again, I'm looking at those 3 flags out in left center. They are still howling every bit of 35 kilometers an hour. And that is lined into left field for a base hit. So Sullivan keeps the train moving here with a single. And again, and not to take anything away from the Royals and say, oh, it's all wind. There's a couple that they've hit that are fly balls on a regular night here. But again, this team, they have a great approach. They get the ball in the air. They hit the ball hard. That single from McDonald, hard back up the middle. That single from Sullivan, hard. They hit the ball hard. They have a great approach. And on that cue, the Ironman bullpen is going to get going here.
Yeah, and I would say as
Garrett Hale starts to get loose.
Of the 4 home runs, I would say Corey Ouellette's hit well. Great swing, put it the other way. Chicago's to center, wasn't a cheapie at all.
And they lay one down here.
Good bunt by nobody at third. Nobody at third base.
Nobody's at third base. And that is just falling apart here for the Ironmen as Hoyt gets a great bunt down.
Just an absolutely perfect
and
bunt.
Hernandez now going to go over here. Hernandez is going to have some words with Thomas Hoyt here. He didn't like that he laid one down. And Hernandez is going to have to be restrained by Charlie Mollison and Nick Leggett. And the first base umpire is going to have to intervene here. And the Fredericton Royals looking to come off the bench here. So we are going to get tempers flaring, and now Terry Leggett is going to come out of the dugout, the Ironman pitching coach, as the umpires try to restore order. And again, I mean, 8-1 ball game. Think of it what you will. Think of the,
Listen,
think of it however you want. In that situation, right, you have a guy who has obviously not had a good night. You come into the game with a sub-2 ERA, you're getting beat around, some frustration boiling over.
Definitely some frustration. I will say this. I have no problem with Thomas Hoyt laying that bunt down. He's the 9 hitter. You're trying to turn it.
And now we're going to get an altercation between the home plate umpire and Royals coach Mike Lint, because I believe somebody's been ejected. And now we have two coaches berating the home plate umpires. And how that doesn't result in an ejection, I have no idea.
Either way, there is nothing.
The umpires need to get control of this again. The fact that Mike Lint was allowed to berate the home plate umpire like that and not be tossed from this ball game, again, right? We could hear him roaring up here.
Yeah, and listen, it's two teams that have had the tempers flare a couple times this year. Last game was an 20-2 or 20-3, whatever it was. This is 8-1. Yeah. But at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with Thomas Hoyt bunting. Not a thing wrong. That is Julio being upset.
Frustrated.
He gave up 4 home runs.
That's an avenue for him to take it out.
Yeah, and there is no fault at Thomas Hoyt.
We're going to try to get back to baseball here and see if cooler heads prevail. I'm going to hope that the answer to that question is yes.
Yes, we don't need anything else this year.
And that is inside to Oliver, fouled away. So again, these teams who have had some frustrations, obviously there was a brouhaha in Fredericton that resulted in the suspension of a handful of players and a coach for multiple games.
On both sides.
And again, these teams battling tooth and nail. That is down for a ball. These teams are battling tooth and nail for positioning in the NBSBL. Again, the top 3 teams all within 2 games of each other as we enter play tonight. So
the competitive juice flowing here at Waldo Henderson tonight.
I mean, again, right, the Royals have showed up to play. And that is hit hard to left. And that one will go back, and Walsh will make the play. But it will allow a run to score. So that will be another sac fly for Craig Oliver, who's had a great night. He's 1 for 1 with a home run and 2 sacrifice flies. So 3 RBIs and 3 trips. I'm not sure if somebody got ejected, but I know there was something that happened.
I don't believe any ejections. I think the umpire just told them that was enough.
Yeah.
And Mike Lynn didn't like that the umpire was talking to his bench. Which, that's a head coach trying to protect his guys. He understands that, if there's another suspension or ejection, if it's a guy's already had one.
Well, and again, you're in the home stretch, right?
You don't want 5 or 6 games right now. You don't want somebody
missing 3 or 4 games, especially how crucial some of these games are. That's in the dirt for a ball. Again, Gary Hale continues to warm up in the bullpen for the Ironmen. Hernandez at 61 pitches here with 2 out in the top of the 3rd inning. And that is hit foul. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here, 2 out in the top of the 3rd. The Royals have scored 3 in every inning. And that is high and tight for a ball. Esty. Again, the Royals' bats have come to play here tonight. 4 home runs. That is in the dirt for another ball. So Julio asking what the count is, because yet again, Scoreboard operators don't have the right count, as they have 3-1 and it's 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out here. Runner off on the pitch. That is popped into left. Walsh on, and will make the play. So that will end a adventurous and boisterous top of the third inning as Julio takes a look at the Fredericton Royals dugout before he departs. So 2.5 innings in the books here. It's been all Fredericton as they lead 9-1 on O'Donoghue's Ironman Baseball Live, powered by Snag Sports. Hey, Dan, hope you're having a good night, pal. Streaming the game with Aaron, who, for those of you who might catch some of the St. John Alpine stream, Aaron is the play-by-play guy for the Alpines, and will be participating as part of the crew that'll be covering the Nationals. Dig and I had a little chat earlier today. The Snag Sports Nationals stream team is starting to come together, starting to take shape.
Very excited to have Aaron and
Excited for everybody to be part of it. You know, the
Yep.
thing is, what people don't realize, right, is it's really the volunteers and the people that make this event great. Obviously, you know what? This will be the first time we've had to do the Nationals where streaming is a requirement. There's a lot that goes into it. We're putting our best foot forward, and that's going to start with having the right guys on the mics.
Yes.
Obviously, you'll be hearing a lot of Jake and I, but you're going to be hearing a lot of other people as well, Aaron included. A lot of people from the Miramichi area are stepping up and offering their voice as well. So,
a couple guys from the island, Chuck and
they're going to have one of their play-by-plays. Will is going to be helping out as well with some of the games. And Goss tries to lay one down there, and he bunts through it for a strike. Again, trying to get something going. You hate to say, listen, you got 5 innings to go here. You got to put some of that testiness aside and try to chip away. 9-1-2 here, great chance to do so. And that is hit into right, and that's going to be a base hit. So again, the Ironmen, who are perfectly capable of putting up a pile of runs in their own right, have a lot of chance to do so.
The right recipe, get the 9 guy on, turn it over for Mike and Keats.
Yeah, Isaac, the one piece I will agree on for sure, and again, I can't speak to what went on in Fredericton, I wasn't there, but you know what, sometimes, like, the umpires have to use the biggest tool that they have at their disposal to try and control a game is ejecting someone. Obviously, you don't want to do it in the wrong situation. Sometimes an ejection can just make things worse. But, you know, obviously it is a tool that they have in the playbook that you have to use. Again, right, you can't let things escalate too far. You can't let things bubble over. And again, obviously, cooler heads prevailed there in the top of the third. We'll see if there's any additional foolishness as the game goes on. You have to assume Julio doesn't come back out for the top of the fourth.
No, I'd say with Gehrig down there and ready, it's just better get him off the mound. Obviously didn't have the stuff tonight. You know, the Royals were able to capitalize on a couple pitches that caught too much of the zone and do some damage. So
yeah, absolutely. So for everybody just joining in, has been all Royals as the score is 9-1. That one's fouled away by McKay, and that'll run it to 1-2. The Royals have taken advantage here with 4 home runs tonight. Oliver, Kavanaugh, Shakotko, and Willette have all gone yard here at the Waldo. That is a nubber out towards third. And that's going to be a nice play by Shakotko over there as he gets across and gets the speedy McKay for the first out of the bottom of the third. The runner does move up to second there, so the Ironmen will have a runner in scoring position here with 1 out for Chris Keating. Keating steps in against Mura. Runner at second here with 1 out. That's in there for strike 1. That is a little floater in there that stays up.
And you know what? In this first 3 innings of watching Mura pitch, I think he's got 5, 6, maybe 7 different ones. Got a curveball,
Yeah,
a cutter, a slider. He's got the splitter, obviously.
He's got the ball moving all over the place. He's
doing
got
a really nice job.
Ephus that he just threw there almost looks like that is popped up and out of play. And has a lot in his repertoire. Obviously, the splitter a big part of that. I've seen what looks like to be like a little cutter almost.
Yep. Really, really good job of moving the ball around.
He's
so
thrown
far.
that Ephus a couple times. He hasn't been able to get it down in the zone, but 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Chris Keating. And there's another Ephus. That one goes all the way to the screen and will allow Zach Goss to move up to third. So again, he's had a hard time with that pitch. That one was way up and away. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes. With Goss now 90 feet away from scoring. Two balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, bottom of the third. And another opportunity for the Ironmen to try to claw back a little bit. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 3, as Keating goes down to a fastball. Again, he went with a lot of off speed there, quite in a row, and then ramps up the velo with a fastball. Keating unable to catch up to it. So now with 2 out, runner at third, Jeff Watkins going to step in. And that's in the dirt. And that will go to the screen, and that will allow another run to score. So the Ironmen have scored both of their runs in this game on wild pitches, which
they don't ask how, I guess.
They don't ask how. They ask how many, and right now they need a whole lot more.
They need a whole lot more than what they got,
But that does cut it a bit closer now as it's 9-2. Now with 2 out, Watkins going to try to get the team going again with the Waldo Wizard, Jake Cook, in the on-deck circle.
Oh, I like that.
That's outside for a ball. Yeah, that's right, the Waldo Wizard.
That's why they pay you the big bucks, kid.
Well, that is why my bank account is hefty with the streaming monies. Yes, sir. That is why, Jake. 2-0 here to the Ironman backstop. That is on the inside part of the plate for a strike.
That's that cutter right there. That's a good pitch by Mura. That inside
That is a good one.
Really able to cut back, and the hitter gives up on it. It's right at your front hip until it's 10 feet in front of the plate. If I was him, I'd go back outside, maybe back in.
That is popped up in the infield. That's going to be a ball that falls. Wow. I was about to say that's going to be an easy third out, but I would have been incorrect.
Yeah,
that ball falls harmlessly in the infield. Again, there's some weird stuff going on here.
It's a different night at Waldo Henderson. It's a different night.
It's a different night at the park. A pop-up just harmlessly out behind the pitcher's mound. And I mean, it's not that nobody got to it. Nobody was near it.
No, there was nobody in the area code.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a well-placed.
Seeing eye single, as they say.
Yeah, it's going to look like a line drive in the scorebook. That's for darn sure. So now runner at first here with 2 out. And that is going to bring up the Waldo Wizard, Jake Cook. Doubled his first time.
No shortage of power either. Cook to put one out the opposite way if he gets it into that jet stream.
That is above the top of the zone for a ball. Yeah, hit one really hard to left center field his first time. That scooted by to the wall for a double. 2-0 here. We'll see if he's willing to let it rip. That's in the dirt. That one will border on potentially being a pass ball. We'll have to see. Again, it was in the dirt, but I think Kavanaugh was trying to kind of backhand it. So either way, it goes to the screen and allows the runner to advance.
And now with Jeff's foot speed, as long as Cook doesn't hit one right at an outfielder in the into the outfield, should be another RBI.
Who are my favorite MLB broadcasters? Our favorite MLB. Listen, it might be the homer pick, but Dan Schulman is an absolute class act. Obviously on the mic.
Dan's really good.
Dan
Orsillo, the
fantastic.
Padres
Dan Orsillo's
guy,
really
is
good.
unbelievable.
I used to love. I don't think he calls baseball anymore. Matt Vasgersian was a real professional as well out on the West Coast.
He used to do all the Sunday Night Baseballs.
That's inside, and that's going to hit him. Oh, that was ball 4. Sorry, my bad. My apologies. As pitch number 50 for Miura is ball 4. And that'll bring Logan Walsh up here now with 2 on and 2 out as the Ironmen continue this inning. Vasgersian obviously was a big part of MLB The Show in the in the tens decade.
He was
he had a great voice as well. That's on the outside part for strike 1. And to go way back, I loved listening to Dave Van Horn call Expos games. On
Too early for myself.
Old TSN, Dave Van Horn doing Expos games was phenomenal. That is hit hard towards the hole, and that's going to get through. Watkin is going to round third, and he is going to score. So the Ironmen add another one on an RBI single by Logan Cook. Logan Walsh. Man, it's been a rough night here. Holy dying. I don't know if it's more beer I need to be drinking or more beer I need something. I'm all out of sorts here tonight. It's the new camera angle. Every time I look down, I get distracted with how good it looks tonight. So here's Nick with another chance. That is down and away for a ball. And the Ironmen in the second inning and here in the third have made Miura work. Up to 53, soon to be 54 pitches now in the bottom of the third. That is high for ball 2. Obviously, one big looming figure in that Royals bullpen is Jackson Wilson, who has been absolutely lights out as the Royals closer this year. So obviously trying to get to the bullpen sooner rather than later as the Ironmen try to chip away here. That is in there for strike 2. Strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. And that is hit high in the air towards third. Sullivan drops it! And some heads-up base running as Jake Cook running hard out of the box, taking nothing for granted. And Shane Sullivan drops that pop-up. It'll be E5 and allows the 4th run to Chicago. My jumpins, man. Rough go here.
Happens.
I'm going to figure out, and again, it's because
it's the Sullivan-Chicago thing.
But it's just, again, the last couple times they've been here, Sullivan played
third base, yes. Yeah, he did.
And Chicago's always in right field. So that's kind of throwing me off. But Chicago with the drop fly ball on the E5.
And you know what? I think
we'll get that right before the end of the night here.
We can definitely say the wind played a factor there. There was a little bit of hesitation and stumble back.
And you could hear, and again, so I think it might have been Sullivan from short who roared, kind of get back, right? Expect the ball to come back to you.
Yep.
But again, that's a tough play the way the wind is here tonight. Again, that ball gets up there and it is doing some weird things. Again, the flag's blowing every bit as hard now as they were. There is some pile of seagulls here at the ball field.
Those are the fresh fries that are being cooked underneath us.
Again, you can
just
see
like the
them
McDonald's
all swirling
parking
on
lot.
the camera, folks. So Charlie Mawson's going to bat here. The Ironmen have scored 3 in the inning. It is now 9-4. They continue to threaten with runners at first and second. That is in there for a strike. No activity in the Royals bullpen. If you're the Ironmen, this is what the doctor ordered you. Only the bottom of the third. Try to keep chipping away. That's in there for strike 2. They've taken advantage of a couple of runs that have scored on wild pitches. Logan Walsh with an RBI single. And then that run scores on an error by the third baseman. That is inside for a ball. I think Mura wanted that one based on his body language. Tried to paint one on the low inside corner to Mawson. Oh, Frazier, I absolutely was. That is hit hard towards first, but foul. I was an Expos and a Jays fan. Obviously, you know, I at that in the late 80s, early 90s, I mean, I was just getting into baseball, right? You know, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years old. And obviously, we caught a lot of Expos games on TSN. CBC would carry the odd ones, so I loved the Expos. Pitch number 60 for Miura, and that's up and in and hits Mawson.
Was it 94 the Expos were in first place and the stop,
strike.
like
Yes,
the strike
sir.
happened? Yeah, okay.
74-40 they were, my friend.
Crazy team if you look back.
They were electric.
Now batting the third baseman, number 9, Rail.
Big at bat here by you.
Yep. So the
By
inning
Rail.
continues. Base is loaded here for the Ironman third baseman, Yan Rail.
And it looks like the Fredericton bullpen is going to stir as Jackson Wilson is walking down the line. Not sure if he's the one warming up or if he's just
I
spotting.
don't think so. There's a swing and a miss at some off speed.
No, looks like it's going to be number 30.
Here comes the 0-1 to Rail. And he just laid that one in here. They'll check down at first. That is Tyler Charette heading down to the bullpen for the Royals.
Junior affiliate?
Not sure. They don't list them on the lineup card.
Ah,
They
okay.
are or not. I could tell you in a second, though. And I tell you what, Miura is just lobbing it in there at this point. Maybe trying to goad Rail into thinking that he's done. I take a look at the lineup. Nope. Charette is not an affiliate. At least
Okay.
not according to the league website.
Okay.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Comes to Gas. Nope. And he throws a off-speed pitch. So that will be the end of the inning as Rail goes down swinging, and they will leave the bases loaded. However, the Ironmen show signs of life as they drop 3, take advantage of some Royals miscues, and they're going to go to the bullpen and bring in Garrick Hale. So after 3 complete innings, it is the Fredericton Royals 9, your Chatham Miramichi Ironmen 4 on O'Donoghue's Ironman Baseball Live, powered by Snake Sports.
Ironman Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. Lobster roll, fries, and a cold beer. That's it. That's the ad. What else do you need to hear? Come on down to O'Don's and pick one up today. You can also order ahead or have it delivered. Check out our website, o'donoghues.com, or check us out on DoorDash. O'Donoghue's, welcome to your pub.
So we go to the bullpen, and it's going to be Garrick Hale who is on to pitch. And we will get some statisticals after my computer decides to cooperate. This will be Hale's 4th appearance of the season. He has a 16.23 ERA in 7 1/3 innings. That is ball 1.
Chicago
That'll
1 for 2 on the night. Obviously, homered his last
Yep.
at bat to center field.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's had some big games on the Miramichi.
Yes.
A couple of grand slams in the Saturday afternoon game here a few weeks ago. Had 9 RBIs, 4 hits.
I think he had a couple doubles too, maybe
Yeah,
that, or a double mixed in there too.
An absolute show. The 2-0, that is on the outside part for a strike. So again, the formula for Hale here is simple: throw strikes.
Yeah, be
try
around
to
the
get
zone,
through innings.
get
Yep.
in, let the guys get back on
Keep
and
it
kind of
close.
get
Yeah, that's right. Keep
some
it close
momentum
and let the
rolling.
team. That is fouled out of play. Again, a smorgasbord of players down in the bullpen area. I see Thomas Hoyt is warming up. Charette is down there warming up. Miura appears to be down there as well, which is not uncommon for him. He does like to
No.
go down and throw a bit
likes to
between
stay
innings.
active in between
Yeah.
innings.
Well, and it is starting to cool off here. And there's a curveball that misses high. It'll run it full. So that'll close the books on Hernandez. He gives up 9 runs on 9 hits in 3 innings of work. That is a bouncer out towards second. Be a tough play, but he does get it there in time. So a nice little play there by Maulson, and that'll be the first out of the 4th inning. So again, if you're just tuning in, for the Royals, it has been all power offense, 4 home runs. They have scored 3 runs in each of the first 3 innings, have hit 4 balls out of the ballpark, and they lead 9-4. The Ironmen have taken advantage of some miscues from their runs. That is fouled out of play. They have scored 2 runs on wild pitches. They have scored a run on an E5, and Logan Walsh had an RBI single. Here comes the 0-1. That's in the dirt for a ball.
And even with this lead, Chris, you can see that the Fredericton lineup still has a plan. Looking to go up there, not swinging out of their boots, not trying to hit the home run every time up. Take a pitch, make sure you get a good one to swing at. That's a good curveball by Garrick
There's a
Hale.
strike. Yeah, here's the thing, right? Again, I think the Royals only know one speed at the plate. It's all gas.
Yeah.
They have really good at bats. They make you work. Again, they've obviously got that massive power element to their game. There is a swing and a miss, and that one gets by and goes to the backstop. Watkins going to have a chance, and he's not going to be able to throw him out. So that will be a strikeout, but the runner will reach on an error. So that'll be 1 out and 1 on.
How about the catcher, number 25, Corey Cavanaugh?
That'll bring up Cavanaugh, who has one of the 4 Royals home runs here tonight. Pitch from Hale, and that is down for ball 1. So there's 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. And a throw over. Hale with a look over. And here comes the pitch. Runner going, and that is hit and run. Cavanaugh fouls it off at the plate. Question from the chat, Jake. Who's your favorite baseball pitcher all time?
Pitcher?
Pitcher, yep. Specifically pitcher is what the question is.
See, here's the thing. I grew up a Jays fan, so Doc Holliday's the easy one. But
Okay.
I've watched a lot of videos and watched a lot of stuff about Maddox and how cerebral and how he would throw pitches in the regular season to get a guy to strike out in the postseason. The art of pitching is what it embodies Maddox. So I'll say Maddox.
Okay. Good answer.
Yourself?
Good answer. I'll go after this pitch here. Long hold from Hale. That is inside for a ball. I have two. One is a duplicate answer to you. Roy Halladay was just a treat to watch.
Yeah.
Loved him in Toronto. Loved him in Philadelphia. The other would be Pedro Martinez.
Obviously,
Pedro
Pedro.
Martinez.
Yeah, you
who
got to
just
see
dominated the late 90s, early 2000s.
one of the most dominant pitchers
of
baseball's
the
ever
best,
seen.
Some of the best stuff ever. One of them just dominant. That's on the outside part for strike two.
And just like a nasty dude. Throw up and in.
Yeah.
Wasn't scared. You know what I mean? That was a lot of the pitchers from that generation. Roger Clemens, Randy Johnson.
Yeah,
You don't have any more of that.
Roger Clemens was
Nasty.
Was a different level of pitching. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and a throw over. He had him leaning, but he's back in safely.
Good move by Gehrig there. Had Woody out on the outside foot.
He had Wood leaning there. Wood does have 5 steals in 5 attempts this year, so is a threat to go. Good running count here, 2-2. Going, and that's fouled away again, as Kavanaugh having to protect with 2 strikes. Woody shares some pleasantries with Keats before heading back over to first. Toronto Roger Clemens in the 97-98 era, where everyone was just hitting bombs. Dude won 40 games.
Yep.
2 Cy Youngs.
Yep.
But yeah, I loved watching.
Couple assisted.
I loved
Cy
watching
Youngs.
Pedro pitch. I mean, it was a different level. Maybe not so much Mets Pedro, but he was still good. And that is fouled away. So a good at bat here from Cavi as he fouling away a lot. Those outside pitches.
Yeah, good at bat by Kavanaugh here. Really wasting some good ones here.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So the count remains 2-2. 1 out here, top of the 4th inning. Royals lead 9-4, runner over first. And that's a throw over, and that one gets away. And that's going to be an error on the pitcher, Gary Hale, as he threw that one up the line. Big unit, another one. Yeah, absolutely. Big unit was, again, those 4 years that he had in the early 2000s, if you look up just that 4-year stretch that Randy Johnson had when he won 4 consecutive Cy Youngs, that was, I don't think we'll ever see anything like that again. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3, as Hale goes to the off speed. And he gets Kavanaugh swinging for out number 2 here in the top of the 4th. As the Ironmen look to try and put up a 0 for the first time here tonight. Josh McDonald, who had a hard single back up the box his last time. There's a swing and a miss as Hale goes to the off speed again. Go 1. That is on the inner part of the plate for strike 2. Watkin was looking for it outside, but able to get the call on the inner half. So quickly 0-2. 2 out here to McDonald. Wood, the runner, out at second. That's fouled away. Again, the Royals make you work. Hale has thrown 20 pitches here in this inning and is only on his 4th batter. Wood reached on a strikeout wild pitch. So Hale has 2 strikeouts in the inning and has had to work for them. So another 0-2 coming. That is on the outside part of the plate, and that'll be called strike 3. So for the first time tonight, the Royals will complete a half inning without a run. Halfway home here at Ironman Field, it is the Fredericton Royals 9, your Chatham Miramichi on Ironman 4 on O'Donoghue's Ironman Baseball Live, powered by Snag Sports. So 9-1-2 for the Ironmen here in the bottom of the fourth as they trail 9-4. Mira back to work. After a bit of a rough third inning. That's in there for a strike. That is fouled away.
It looks like
Well,
Mira
I'm-
maybe
so-
has lost some velocity, or he's just trying to flip it in.
I will say, since the mound visit in the last inning, he doesn't have the same giddy up. He seems a little more lackadaisical with his and again, maybe this is a strategy. I'm not sure, but he's just been kind of
Floating it in there.
throwing it in there. And there's a swing and a miss. That one had a little bit of giddy up as Goss goes down on 3 pitches for the first out of the inning. He has
Effective.
definitely not shown the same level of velocity
No.
since. But again, it's been working for him, right? He got out of that last inning and a strikeout here to start the fourth. So can't argue with what it's done.
No, can't argue with results. You know, he
go back
and
to
it
the
may have
top of
just
the
been a situation where Coach Mike Link comes out and says, "Hey, listen, relax, take a
Yep.
deep breath, throw strikes."
That's down and away for a ball. Again, the Royals play again tomorrow night at home, their usual Friday night spot on Baseball Hill. So obviously they would try to like to limit the bullpen use if they can. The Moncton Mets head to Fredericton tomorrow night. We are into the part of the season where we are on rescheduled games coming up next week. That's outside for a ball. I think the original schedule was supposed to end, I believe, next week, but now obviously rescheduled games out the wazoo here for the next few weeks.
Yeah, just too much rain in June,
Yep.
unfortunately.
Yep. That's in there for a strike. Again, obviously, I believe the NBSBL's goal is to try to get that 4-5 series in before Nationals. That is in the dirt for a ball. Am I crazy in thinking that was only ball 3?
No, ball 4.
Scoreboard led me astray again. Just stop looking up there maybe is a good idea. So 1 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth, and Keating's going to come up. But again, right, obviously, you know, the league has that intentions every year of getting that 4-5 series in before
Prior
Nationals.
to the Nationals
They
break,
do have
yeah.
some space there. They have about a week and a half, I believe. Again, depending on when they want to shut down. So obviously that 3-game series could happen. We'll see. And then that way when they come back from Nationals, we're into the semifinals. There's a swing and a miss by Keating. And again, Ura just kind of throwing it up there and saying, here, take a rip.
Yep.
And so far
Nope.
it's kind of working for him.
Yeah, no, been effective.
Yep. That is hit hard towards first, and that is foul. 75th pitch of the game from Mura there.
And it looks like the Ironmen are a little anxious in the box, and he's taking advantage of that, kind of slowing
Yep.
everything down. They're out in front of everything.
Yeah, obviously now we're into the 3rd time through the order here. 75 pitches for Mura. Now I have not seen him pitch, so I'm not sure what kind of pitch count he's comfortable with. You have to think the wheels are turning down in the Royals dugout. And that is popped. And that's going to be out of play as Kavanaugh tries to climb the fence there, but that one will fall harmlessly to the ground in front of the fans here on the third base side. Thank you, Dev. I think your opinion of that might be in the minority, but we'll appreciate it. 1 ball, 2 strikes here with 1 out to Keating. McKay's the runner over at first. That is hit foul again, and again out in front of everything here I think now this might be a situation where if Miura does have a little bit extra in the tank still, he maybe unleash one here with a 1-2. Maybe he tries to go splitter first and back that up with a fastball. Lots of options for him to go here as Keating is fouled off 3 in a row. That is down inside. McKay jumps off, and they're going to be back at first as McKay bluffed to start and was nearly back picked off over at first base. Two here to Keating. And that is hit down the right field line, and that'll be foul. Next pitch from Miura here would be number 80. Pause here as the home plate umpire collects a few baseballs. So we're back in a lengthy at bat here for Keating as he is about to see his 8th pitch. It's a 2-2 count. Long hold from Miura. That one is fouled away again.
Good at bat by Chris here, able to foul
gonna
off some
see-
tough pitches.
Going to see a 9th pitch here. Here comes set. Long hold again. That is outside for a ball. Throw down to second. And McKay is going to be safe. So that will be stolen base number 19 for Mike McKay in 20 tries. And now the count to Keating is full as he will see pitch number 10 in this at bat. Runner at second now with 1 out. That ball is lined into right field for a base hit. McKay's going to come around third. He's going to get the stop sign. Much to the chagrin of some of the Ironmen faithful here. Again, I think, and that's going to get a visit from the pitcher coach, or the coach, Mike Lind, sorry. Not pitcher coach. Again, Kevin had the stop sign up originally.
Little bobble by
And that's
Hoyt
going to be
Mayer.
it for Kensuke Miura. So Kensuke Miura is going to depart this game. And it would appear that Thomas Hoyt is going to come in from right field to take over pitching duties. And I believe Matt Munn is going to head out to the outfield here, it looks like, coming out of the dugout. So we're going to take a quick pause here. Pitch and change for the Royals. As Ironmen have runners on the corners here in the bottom of the 4th. We will be back here on Ironman Baseball Live, brought to you by O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. So the Royals bring Thomas Hoyt into here. This will be his 7th appearance of the season. He is 1-0 across 13 and a third innings, has a 2.10 ERA. The one hole in his line is he has 8 strikeouts against 12 walks. So does have a bit of control problems, but again, you can't snub the ERA. And he's going to be taking over from Miura. The home runs were Oliver, Shikotko, Kavanaugh, and Willette are the 4 home run hitters for the Royals tonight. So runners at the corners here with 1 out, and Watkins steps in to face Thomas Hoyt. And that is popped out on the first pitch. So again, a prime situation for the Ironmen here yet again to try to put a crooked number on the board and try to narrow this 9-4 gap. McKay over at third, Keating over at first. We'll see if there's any activity with Keats over there. That is down and away for a ball. Again, obviously with the lefty over there, Keats having to be a little more cautious.
And Hoyt with a good move to first base.
He does have a good move.
Yep.
Yes, he does.
And the last thing you want to do right now if you're Chris Keating is get picked off at first base.
Listen, you're at the point now where you have 11 outs. You got to use them creatively.
Yep.
And effectively. That is above the top of the zone for a ball. So that'll run it 2-1 to Watkin. So again, a big situation for the Ironmen here, bottom in the 4th inning. Runners at the corners with 1 out. And that is high and away for another ball. So that'll run it to 3-1 now.
As we said lots of times on this program, Jeff no stranger to taking a walk.
Nope. No stranger.
Does not mind handing the baton to the guy behind him. As you said,
19 of them on the season.
The Waldo Wizard, Jake Cook, on deck.
And that is inside for ball 4. So Watkin will take his 20th free pass of the campaign. Again, pushing that on base percentage up over 550 probably. Come into tonight with a 537. And now the Waldo Wizard, Jake Cook. What's Jake done tonight so far?
1 for 1 with a double and a walk, 2 runs scored.
And a great opportunity here. Bases loaded with 1 out. Royals are going to play the corners in and play for a double play up the middle. That is in there for strike 1. Again, a bit of a different look here as Cook is going to have to face the lefty. Hoyt's going to step off. Like the sign he had there. He and Kavanaugh try to get on the same page for the 0-1 pitch. That's a curveball in there for strike 2. So Hoyt quickly gets ahead 0-2. Again, that has been his Achilles heel out of the bullpen, has been the free pass. Issues 1 to Watkin as his first hitter, but now quickly back in with 2 strikes. And that is way outside. Tries to get Cook chasing the off speed. Another good crowd at the Waldo Henderson here tonight. And the Ironman's home away from home as renovations continue at Ironman Field. One-two pitch. And that is hit into left field for a base hit. 1 run's going to score. Keating's going to come around. 2 runs are going to score. And the Waldo Wizard strikes again as Jake Cook with a 2-run single cuts the lead to 9-6. I'm telling you right now, if you're Gary Dunn, get on the horn and be like, listen, man, you're hitting 900 here this summer.
Gonna have a Juan Soto
Get
contract
on
ready
the
for him
horn.
to sign here.
Give him a prime spot in the clubhouse, whatever
Yeah, give him the
it
good,
takes.
give him the good cubby.
So Logan Walsh going to step up now with runners at first and second. That is high for a ball. So now at this point, Logan Walsh represents the tying run. So the Ironmen, who were down
9-1.
3-0, 9-1, 6-1, 9-4 coming into this inning. And that is popped up. And that should be an infield fly.
Called by the third base
It
umpire.
was called, yeah. An infield fly is called there. So that will be the second out of the inning. And now a big spot here for Nick Leggett.
Number 44, Nick Leggett.
So Leggett's going to see if he can do some damage here. That is inside for ball one. The Ironmen have scored a couple here. Jake Cook with a 2-run single. Runner still at first and second. There's a mighty hack from Leggett. Swings through it for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, bottom of the fourth inning. It is 9-6 Royals. The Ironmen are threatening. Jeff Watkins out at second. Jake Cook over at first. Nick Leggett at the dish. And time will be called. The Ironmen chipping away. The Royals scored 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 3 in the third, none in the fourth. Ironmen, none in the first, 1 in the second, 3 in the third, and 2 so far here in the fourth. That is on the inside part of the plate for strike two. So 1-2 is the count now. That is hit towards third. Kotko is going to wait back on it and a throw across, and a nice pick over there at first by Willette. So a dandy little 5-3 there at the end of the inning. But the Ironmen get 2 more as they cut the lead here after 4 complete innings at the Waldo Henderson Memorial Field to 9-6 on O'Donoghue's Ironman Baseball Live, powered by Snag Sports.
Fredericton Royals 9.
Ironman Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. If you're looking for great lunch options, look no further than our weekly soup and sandwich special. Available from 11 to 4 Monday to Friday and 12 to 4 on weekends, swing by for a feed or order through our website, o'donoghues.com. Make sure to check out our Facebook page for this week's special. O'Donoghue's, welcome to your pub.
So we go to the top of the fifth. It has been a wild one here so far. You might have paid for your whole seat, but you've only needed the edge. Willette's going to step in as Garrick Hale is back out for his second inning of work. That is inside for ball one. To recap what you have missed, the Royals have scored 9 runs on 9 hits, have committed 1 error in the field. The Ironmen, 6 runs on 7 hits, and have committed 2 errors in the field. It has been back and forth and back and forth. That's in there for strike 1. The Royals have scored theirs the power way, 4 home runs tonight. The Ironmen have scored theirs a variety of ways. A couple have scored on wild pitches. That's outside for a ball. 2-1. One on an error on a pop-up in the infield. Again, tough night here with the wind whipping. It has died off a little bit here as we go to the 5th, but still blowing out to left field. That is a ball. They'll check down to third and did not go. So 3-1 is the count. And that is in there for strike 2. Some lively fans at the ballpark here tonight. That is a pretty decent pitch that is called ball 4. So that'll be a leadoff walk. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Shane Sullivan. Sullivan with a hard single his last time into left field. And that is a curveball that goes up and in for ball 1. Again, the Ironmen, to finish my thought there, the Ironmen have scored a couple on wild pitches, 1 on an error. A Logan Walsh RBI single and Jake Cook with a 2-run single here in the bottom of the 4th. That's on the outside part of the plate. For strike 1, to even the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. One to the Royals shortstop.
He got her, folks. He got there.
Thank you. We're there. That is fouled out of play. One ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out here at the top of the 5th. And that is bounded in the infield. Going to be a very tough play for Keating. He will make the play at first. So a nice little 6-3 there on the putout. So that'll bring up the now pitcher, Thomas Hoyt, with a runner at second and 1 out. Ironman anticipating potentially another bunt here. That one's fouled back. Look out, camera. Right into your living room, folks. Hoyt was at the center of some controversy. Well, maybe not controversy, but some up-tempered feelings.
Yeah,
He laid down a great bunt his last time up, much to the disappointment of Julio Hernandez. That's in there for strike 2. So it's quickly 0-2. That is high and away as Hale tries to put a little extra velo on that one to try to get Hoyt to chase. Both bullpens quiet here. Hale's game to manage for the time being. Ironmen try to keep the Royals offense at bay. That is popped out of play, foul.
Good stick by Hoyt there. Good pitch by Gehrig on the outer half. Good swing to be able to get a piece of it, stay alive here. And if you're Hoyt,
absolutely.
Anything to the right side here. Get Ouellette to third, and then hope Oliver, can drive him in and get you back to a 4-run lead.
There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Third strikeout for Hale since entering the game. Fourth strikeout for Hale since entering the game. Thank you, Jake.
Drop third strike.
That'll turn the lineup back over to the top for the ever-dangerous Craig Oliver, who has hit 1 for 1 tonight with a home run and 2 sac flies. So 3 RBIs on his record. Chance for a 4th here with a base hit. One's in the dirt for ball 1. Again, the Royals trying to put something together to try to turn the momentum around. The Ironmen, since going down 9-1, have scored 5 unanswered runs. Get it back to 9-6. That's down for ball 2. The Ironmen have the top of their order looming. A few batters in here in the bottom of the 5th. This is a big situation here for the Royals. Try and get momentum back on their side. Hill will step off and ask Watkin for a new sign. There's a pretty good pitch called ball 3. And they're going to put him on. After he falls behind 3-0, they will just give Oliver the free pass and take their chances with Matt Munn, who is into the game as a pinch hitter now. So Esty was the designated hitter in this spot. But because Thomas Hoyt came in from right field,
24, Matt Munn.
have to see how does that work, though.
Hoyt comes in,
Hoyt
you lose
comes-
the DH,
oh, yes,
he
that's right.
comes
Lose-
in to
yes,
replace.
yes. That's strike 1 to Munn. So, yeah, pitcher comes in, or right fielder comes in to pitch. Munn goes to the outfield.
Yeah.
So they lose their DH. So 2 on, 2 out. That is high for a ball. And a little extra from Hale there, trying to blow one by him. There's a swing and a miss, strike 2. And Watkin, they've got the runner dead to rights here. And it's dropped, but they will get him anyway. So a base running miscue there to end the inning. Prematurely will strand 2 runners on. We'll see if that one comes back to bite the Royals in the backside later on. So 4.5 innings in the books here. It remains Fredericton 9, Ironmen 6. So it's going to be Charlie Mawson Malson, Rail, Goss, and then top of the order. Hoyt back out here for his second inning of work, and that's a strike on the outside part of the plate. And Hoyt came on in relief. That is hit hard out towards second. Oliver up with it, and he'll make the throw to first. So that's 4-3 for the first out of the bottom of the fifth. So that'll bring up Yan Rail.
Number 9, Yan Rail.
What's Rail done so far tonight, Dig?
0 for 2 tonight. 2 tough at-bats against Mira. Struck out both. Maybe a little
curveball
more
that stays
favorable
outside.
matchup here with the lefty.
Yep. It's a curveball that stays outside. Hoyt was asking where that missed. Looked like it was a bit up and away. That is hit hard out towards short. Sullivan up with it, and a strong throw across. And it's 2 up, 2 down on 2 groundouts for the Ironmen here in the bottom of the fifth.
Now in the right fielder, number 33, Zach Goss.
And just what the doctor ordered, if you're Thomas Hoyt. So Goss going to step in here, the number 9 hitter. Try to get something going with 2 outs. There's a mighty hack at that one for strike 1. And that one's in the dirt. Go back to the screen. Goss feigned a bunt and pulled it back. One ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, bottom of the fifth. That's in the dirt again for ball 2. And the Ironmen looking to turn it back over to the top of the order here in the bottom of the fifth. That is down and away for another ball. So 3-1. Mike McKay looming on deck.
Anyway at all, Goss can get on here, flip this order over, and then you just never know with the top.
Yep. That is high and tight for ball 4. So that'll be a 2-out walk. The last 3 pitches, not particularly
Now in the
close.
center fielder, number 42, Mike McKay.
Mike 0 for 2 in the night with a walk and a stolen base, run scored.
Yep. 0 for 2, not a line we've seen a whole heck of a lot from Mike here this
No,
season.
definitely not. A lot of 2 for 4s in a 500
Yep.
season.
Steps in here with 2 out. That is high and away for a ball. So Hoyt has lost his command here. The last couple hitters. That's a mighty hack from McKay there. He comes right out of his shoes on that one. Top of
Not
the
looking
zone.
to single the other way with that swing.
Nope. No, he was looking to drive that one into the night. And first time all night that we have seen the flags with little movement out in left field. And just as I say that, pick back up a bit. That's in there for strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the fifth. Ironmen have a runner over at first, Zach Goss, after the 2-out walk. Down 3 runs here at the Waldo. That is looped down the right field line, but it'll be foul. will remain 1-2.
Little look down to Kev. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to start Goss here. Two
Yeah, try to
outs. If he
beat one
gets
through the
thrown
right
out, you
side.
have the top of your lineup coming up.
Yep. And there it is. And that's low and in. The throw down, and he is in there, and the ball goes into center field. So that'll be a stolen base for Goss. That is his 5th of the season in 5 tries.
And now with Goss's wheels, a single anywhere all here probably puts the Ironman within
I
2.
would say. Saturday is a day doubleheader. 2 and 4:30, 2 and 5. 2 p.m. is the first one. So, again, it's at Ironman. There is no such thing as night at Ironman at the moment. So now 2-2 to Mike. That is high and tight for ball 3.
Yeah, hopefully 2 quick games. Otherwise, we're going to have to ask some fans to turn their car, the high beams on the field to try to get it in.
With the exhibition going on next door Saturday night. Oh, boys. The full count pitch. And that is called strike 3. And that, I will say, that high pitch has been a ball all night. And in that situation, not a great time for that to be a strike. It has, I feel like that upper zone has been a ball pretty much. But again, right, full count situation.
Gotta swing the bat.
Close one.
You can't leave it in the
Yeah.
umpire's hands if it's
That's
that
right.
close.
So after 5 complete, the Ironmen continue to trail 9-6 on O'Donoghue's Ironman Baseball Live, brought to you by Snag Sports.
Ironman Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. If you and your pup are looking for a snack, bring them on by and check out the O-Dogs Pup Menu. With plenty of space on our outdoor patio, you and your furry friend can both enjoy some of your favorites all summer long. Check out both our 2- and 4-legged menus on our website, o'donoghues.com. O'Donoghue's, welcome to your pub.
So we go to the top of the 6th inning. Score continues to be 9-6. The 5th inning, the first inning all night where neither team scored. Going to be Matt Munn to lead it off. Again, was at the plate in the 5th. That ball is down and away. Was at the plate in the 5th when the runner at second was picked off to end the inning. So Munn will resume his first at bat of the night. That is down for ball 2. So both teams trying to do different things here. Obviously, the Royals trying to get that offense going again. Hale has put up a couple zeros. That's in there for a strike. Admirable effort here from Gehrig so far in relief.
Yeah,
Puts
done
up
a really
couple
good job
zeros.
quieting the Fredericton bats that were all over Julio Hernandez
Yep,
to start
absolutely.
this game.
That is low and in for ball 3. The song sticks in my head every time they play it. That is ball 4. So a leadoff walk to Munn. And now danger as we get to the beat of the order here with Shakotko.
Batting the third baseman, number 5, Dimitri Shakotko.
Shakotko homered to dead center field earlier in the ball game.
No win needed for that one either.
Nope.
He
No.
crushed that baseball to center
He
field.
sure did. And curveball in there for strike 1. Garrett goes to the off speed for the first pitch. That's a curve ball that's in the dirt. So again, the Ironmen will next see action Saturday. The Islanders come to town for a massive doubleheader. You know, Jay Miller will be one of the starters for the Ironmen. Not sure the other one. Could be a Jamie Walls appearance. Exhibition Saturday. And that is lined into right field over top of a leaping Charlie Malson.
Another
The
well-struck
first 2 minute
ball.
reach. That was a very well-struck ball. That'll bring up Corey Wood.
And right here, this 4, 5, 6, you need to limit it right here.
Yep.
You know, you've had the momentum. Last inning, you got runners on.
Yep.
You got to put a 0 up here.
Absolutely. Yeah, again, right, the Royals had all the momentum early. The Ironmen got it back. Now the team's kind of back and forth. Again, the 5th inning, the only inning of the game where zeros on both sides. So momentum up for grabs here in the 6th. That's a curveball in there for strike 1. Nobody out here. First 2 men have reached in the top of the 6th. There's a swing and a miss. A great curveball from Gehrig there. So for Hale, his next pitch will be number 50 out of the bullpen. Obviously, he has, does have starter's length in him, but we'll see, obviously, how far they're willing to let him go here. 0-2. That's foul back.
I think the situation of the game is going to dictate
Yeah.
kind of the length we see out of Gehrig tonight. You know, if the Ironmen are able to put a couple more and tie this game, I think,
It wouldn't at all surprise me if we saw Zach Goss warm up a little bit after this inning ends. Again, just in case, right, you get into a situation where you need to use them. So the count remains 0-2 here to Corey Wood. That is strike 3 called as he goes fastball on the inside part, and that is a huge out number 1. As he gets the very dangerous Corey Wood to go down looking.
And now you're 1
strikeout out of the bullpen for Hale as well.
pitch away from getting a double
Now
ground,
you're
a double play
you're a
ball.
ground ball away, a little 6-4-3 here perhaps to get you out of this inning and back on the sticks with the 2-3-4 coming up. There's another good curveball from Hale. As that one goes for strike 1. Kavanaugh swings for that one. Kavanaugh, one of 4 Royals with a home run here tonight. There's a mighty swing at a fastball. Quickly 0-2 again. That's fouled away. Watkin got a piece of it, but not able to make the squeeze as that one just above his glove. It'll remain 0-2. So the 0-2 here. And that is hit high and deep to left field, but it'll be foul. Loud foul ball. And a good piece there from Kavanaugh, but out in front.
Definitely sitting on that one, just wasn't able to kind of hold back the extra half second there, and no doubt if that one's in fair territory.
Oh, absolutely. So 0-2, 1 out, top of the 6th. Couple on for the Royals. That is in the dirt. Time will be called as Watkin, I think, might have.
I think we got crossed up
up there.
Was not expecting the fast one.
Got crossed up there, and that one dangerous to the midsection of Watkin, it may have appeared. So they're going to have a little conference on the mound. Try to make sure they're on the same page. At this point of the ball game, both bullpens are quiet, but you have to imagine if you're Mike Lynn, Jackson Wilson will be stirring here again. Obviously, a close ball game. At this point, it would be a save situation. We will see if he might be up here at the beginning of the bottom of the sixth. Obviously, 2, 3, 4 coming up for the Ironmen. Might depend a lot on what happens here. 0-2, or it should be 1-2, and that is popped out of play. Again, trusting the scoreboard. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes here with 1 out in the top of the sixth. Hale with a look out to second. Another pitch, and that is lined into left field. That's going to be a base hit. Logan Walsh up with it quickly, and the runners will be held. And that'll be a base hit for Kavanaugh. And the bases will be loaded now with 1 out for Josh McDonald.
Good piece of hitting by Kavanaugh. Fell off some tough pitches there and was able to take one off his shoe tops and shoot it into left.
Yep.
And now mission critical if you're the Ironman. It's got to stop right here, right now.
Yep. And again, it would appear as though they're going to play in on the corners and back in the middle.
McDonald, a tough guy to double up, does have good speed down the line. Going to have to be hit very hard right at somebody.
Yeah, absolutely. That is high for a ball. Again, integral here for Gehrig to be in the strike zone. Obviously, with McDonald up, the base is loaded. You got nowhere to put him.
1 for 3 on the night.
A hard single back up through the box off Julio. There's a swing and a miss. 60th pitch. Again, Hale has put up zeros to this point, but it has not been easy. He's thrown 60 pitches in 2 1/3. The Royals have had some professional at-bats tonight. That is strike 2. And again, that is the 125th pitch they've seen tonight. So obviously the Royals making Hernandez and now Hale work for it.
Absolutely.
Right? And getting themselves in situations, where you're seeing 6, 7, 8 pitches in an at-bat. So the 1-2. And that is hit towards third. That's going to dribble through, and Keating's going to have no play. So that'll be an infield single. And will be the 10th run of the game for the Royals. Again, absolutely nothing you can do there, as that was just a little bleeder hit between short and third. It stays in the infield, so they only score 1, but we're not going to be able to get an out on that play. I think even if Rail comes up with that diving,
no, there's no play. Hit too soft.
He wasn't making a play across the diamond.
And a good job by Keats. As that's
high and
ball
away
1.
for ball 1.
Good job by Keats not to try to force something.
Not try to force something. Exactly.
Yeah. Put that ball in your back pocket. Yeah, it's a run, but you try to throw one at second and throw it in, you're down
2
big.
or 3,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Again, that's a situation where the guy running down the line's got some speed. That is in the dirt for ball 2. So 2-0 to Willett. Willett has homered in this game. Again, you got nowhere to put him. So going to have to come with a good pitch. And that is high and away, and it's 3-0.
As the mosquitoes start to
Yes,
show
the
up
wind
here.
dies down a bit, and the mosquitoes pick up. And that is nowhere near the plate. And that will be ball 4 and the 11th run of the game for the Royals as they extend their lead now to 11-6. We're going to get another visit from Watkin to the pitcher's mound. And looks like we're going to get Adam Wenzel going down to the bullpen here for the Ironmen. And they're going to have to break this meeting up as the Ironmen try to buy Wenzel some time to get going. Terry Leggett, who had made his way out, will return to the dugout here. So the Royals have scored a couple in the top of the sixth. Again, we talked about after the fifth where neither team scored, momentum was up for grabs, and the Royals have taken full hold of it. Shane Sullivan is going to bat with one out, and the bases remain loaded. I believe time was probably called there. I think they were trying to see if maybe Sullivan was considering laying one down. Nick Leggett was basically on top of him.
Yeah, just seeing if you can see that top hand move.
Maybe they thought something was up. That is in there for strike one. So Hale gets ahead of Sullivan, 0-1. And want to thank everybody out there who's watching on Facebook and YouTube, hanging out on the Twitch page as well. So much for tuning in tonight. There's a swing and a miss. Good curveball there. So after the visit and the free pass, Hale locks right back in with a couple of good pitches. And that is down for a ball. So this next pitch for Hale will be number 70 for him out of the bullpen. And Wenzel looks like he's getting ready in a hurry down there in the bullpen. And that is called strike three. Sullivan doesn't like that one. He says that's outside, but the home plate umpire rings him up. Sixth strikeout for Hale. That'll bring up Hoyt with a chance to help himself out here. Again, now still in the game as the pitcher. No signs of life in the Royals bullpen, so Hoyt with a chance to help himself out with the bases loaded and two out. That is popped out of play foul.
And I'm sure with the Royals playing tomorrow night, they would love to save Wilson if they could.
Oh, absolutely, right?
The less
Again,
innings
we're
you
into
put
this
on an
part of
arm.
the schedule where you have rescheduled games, you're playing back-to-back days. You have to manage. The Royals played two games in PEI. They were spared the Sunday game due to weather. So again, they're up against it. There's a swing and a miss at a ball in the dirt, and it's 0-2. Again, you're at this season where if you're the Ironmen, the Islanders, and the Royals, these are critical games for placement in the standings. So a lot of it comes down to managing your pitchers, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That is inside for a ball. And again, despite the on-field stuff that went on there in the third, taking Julio out at that point, 64 pitches, right? Instead of throwing him back out there down 9-1.
Yeah, no,
another inning, right? Maybe he comes back a little sooner than anticipated. That's fouled away. So again, there's a lot of strategy there, right? If you need him in a pinch in a game for an inning on Saturday,
you may get with 65
there,
tonight. He
right?
might be all right. But if you throw him back out there and he throws another 30 or 40, then
really, again, when you reach this point of the season, you have these three teams that are so close in the standings. It becomes a game of chess.
Yeah,
and that chess starts and ends with who's on the mound. Another 1-2, and that is in there for strike three. So Hale goes back-to-back strikeouts and will strand the bases loaded, but the Royals score two. So we'll head to the bottom of the sixth. The score, the Fredericton Royals 11, your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 6. go to the bottom of the 6th. Going to be Keating, Watkin, and Cook.
Leading off for
The Royals tacked on a couple to their lead, so the Ironmen down 5. Running out of outs here with only 6 to go. Have to assume that Adam Wenzel's going to be called to take on the pitching duties. Hale, 75 pitches across his 3 innings of work. Held the Royals at bay for 2 of those 3 innings. That's a curveball outside for ball 1.
Two 2-0 here to Keats. Hoyt sets the kick. That one's going to be a little bit low. Going to run the count to 3-0. Ironman 6 outs remain. Down 5 runs. Trying to get a little bit of momentum back. And just as I say that, Jackson Wilson is going to make his way out towards the bullpen to warm up. And that one's going to be in there 3-1. Keats 1 for 3 on the night with a strikeout and a run scored. Trying to get the Ironman offense going here in the bottom of the 6th. The 3-1 from Hoyt. And that one's going to catch a piece on the outer half. Going to run the count to 3-2.
All right, thank you, Jake. Cover me for a second there. Had to handle a bit of business next door. Full count here to Keats. And that is ball 4. So the Ironmen will have a base runner here to start the bottom of the 6th, and that's what they need.
Exactly what the doctor ordered.
Absolutely. So Watkin will step in. So again, the Ironmen need to use these outs effectively. They need 5. They have 6 outs remaining. Meat of their order up here. They will need to get this meat to do some work and then hopefully turn it back over to the top of the order again. That is high for ball 1. And again, we mentioned when Hoyt came into the game, he has been prone this season to have periods of wildness. 12 walks in 13 and a third innings coming into tonight. He's had a couple of free passes here, but he has been able to correct himself and get back in the zone. It's on the outside part for a strike. He has been pretty stingy since coming on in relief of Kensuke Miura in the bottom of the 4th. That is fouled away.
And the Ironmen need to take a page out of the Fredericton Royals playbook here and understand it's got to be next guy up. Nobody's hitting a 5-run home run, right? You have to. Yep. It's just a game of base runners here in the last 2 innings. You got to get as many guys on as you can, put some pressure on the defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, right? You can't score, like you said, and we've said it many times. You can't score 5 runs. There's no such thing as a 5-run hit.
Nope.
You have to do what they did in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, which is try to string some runs together. Build some momentum. That is inside for a ball. And again, you want to force Fredericton to maybe do something that they don't want to do, right?
Yep.
And again, you see them doing something they don't want to do right now, which is Jackson Wilson is warming up in the bullpen, which we kind of speculated would happen, and that is high and tight for another ball. So that'll run it full. Hoyt doesn't like the location or the call on those last 2. And again, if you're Mike Lint, you're not leaving anything to chance here.
No, games are too important this late in the season, and
absolutely.
that home field advantage for finishing second, excuse me.
Absolutely.
And
and that is high again for ball 4. So some contentious chats about the strike zone here.
Number 11, Jake.
But it'll be back-to-back walks for the Ironmen here, start at the bottom of the 6th, and here comes the Waldo Wizard.
That one's just going to stick.
Jake Cook's had himself a night, hasn't he, Dig?
Yeah, Cookie is 2 for 2 with a single, a double, and a walk. 2 runs scored. And, of course, 2 RBIs in the fourth.
RBIs, yep. Big chance to come through here. That's in there for strike 1. And obviously, right, with the way these teams have played each other this year, with every game being relatively close with some contentious points, that extra game at home in a best-of-7 series, it could be huge.
Yeah, could mean the difference for sure.
And that is hit into right field. That's going to get down the line, and it is there! Into the corner it goes. Keats is going to score, and Jake Cook strikes again as an RBI double makes it 11-7.
4 for 4, 2 doubles, 2 singles, 3 RBIs. The Waldo Wizard doing it all.
Just get him a bed here in the clubhouse over maybe in the Billy Sullivan Hall. Let him move right in. Man, oh, man. So now here comes Logan Walsh. And that is in there for a strike. So still nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. So again, you still have those 6 outs. Now you need 4. That is a mighty hack from Walsh to foul it back.
And you can see after that double by Cook, Wilson told his catcher down in the bullpen to get down. He's throwing with a little bit more intensity now. Kind of understands that he's probably coming into this game.
Yeah, and this is a situation where if you're going to make an out here, it has to be a productive one. And that is fouled off at the dish. Again, right, you know, we always talk about in terms of, you know, productive outs, doing something with your outs, right? Runner at 2nd and 3rd, infield is back, giving you that 8th run, right?
Yep.
You know, now you're in a situation where you can score 4 runs with 1 swing. Obviously not here because first base is open, but you have to turn these situations into productive outs.
And like you said, the Royals willing to concede a run here. If you get a ground ball to the shortstop or the second baseman, your only caveat here is do not hit a hard one at the third baseman.
Yeah. And that is strike 3 called. And Walsh goes down on 3 pitches, and he goes down looking for the first out of the inning here.
Now that in the first baseman, number 44, Nick Leggett.
Second and third, 1 out. Same job here for Nick. Fly ball into the outfield deep enough for a ground ball to second baseman. Got to get one of these 2 guys in.
That's in there for a strike. That's curveball in there for strike 2. And again, we've seen this a couple times from Hoyt, right, where he's gotten a little wild.
And then he zones in
he's
with a little bit of breaking ball.
He just, again, right, maybe that little bit of fire towards the strike zone has been exactly what he needed. That is a ball hit out towards third. Shakotko up with it, and that's going to be thrown away! So 1 run will score, the second run will score. And once again, the Ironmen take advantage of a defensive miscue by the Fredericton Royals. And it is an 11-9 ball game. And again, that's a situation you put the ball in play. They were going to score a run anyway, but that ball gets thrown away.
Yeah, I think maybe, you know, the runner in front of him, Chicago, kind of took his time a little bit, looked up and saw that Leggett was a little bit further down the line than he thought. Just didn't get on top of that baseball and let it sail.
Again, that is the second error of the night committed by the Royals' third baseman. Here's Charlie Mawson. And that is high and tight for ball 1. And again, both of those errors have led to an unearned run as The fly ball that was dropped with the wind conditions here earlier immediately led to a run as Jake Cook was hustling hard from second.
Yep.
That throwaway allows a second run to score. There's a swing and a miss by Charlie. That'll run the count 1-1. What a back and forth game we have been treated to tonight. And it looks like the Ironmen might be going to a pinch hitter as Tyler McKay has stepped into the on-deck circle. That's in there for a strike. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Mawson. And Rail would be the scheduled hitter on deck. And that is high and away for a ball. And again, it would appear that the Ironmen are going to go to the bench here as Tyler McKay is in the on-deck circle and is getting ready. Situation where he tried to run into one. Now that it's a 2-run ball game, Mawson represents a tying run here. That is popped up towards third, and that'll be caught in foul territory for the second out of the inning. So the Ironmen will officially go to the bench.
Number 37.
And Tyler McKay is going to step in.
And Tyler hit a couple balls hard here the last time we were at Waldo. He pulled him a little bit foul. Played here for a couple years, knows Waldo well.
Yep. 3 for 16 on the season, and this is a situation where you roll the dice.
And he's got
try to see if he can run into one.
more than enough in the tank to get one out of here tonight.
Absolutely. And that ball is
baby!
deep to left. That one is way out of here, and it is a tie ball game. You bring him off the bench and try to get him to run into one, and that's exactly what he does on the first pitch. See you later. And we're back where we started. And Mike Lint's not even going to wait for McKay to touch home before he comes out. And maybe thinking he should have went to the bullpen a batter sooner, as Tyler McKay absolutely crushes that Thomas Hoyt fastball into the night. And it is 11-11.
And what did I say right before that pitch? Guy that knows the park well, hit a couple balls hard last week. It feels like he's turning the corner. And, you put him in a big spot, and he delivers for you.
Absolutely.
And he makes Kevin Bowes look like a genius for calling his number.
Absolutely. So we're going to take a quick break, folks. The Royals are going to the bullpen and bringing in Jackson Wilson. As it's a brand new ball game here in the bottom of the 6th. It's 11-11 on O'Donoghue's Ironmen Baseball Live, powered by Snag Sports.
Ironman Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. Lobster roll, fries, and a cold beer. That's it. That's the ad. What else do you need to hear? Come on down to O'Don's and pick one up today. You can also order ahead or have it delivered. Check out our website, o'donoghues.com, or check us out on DoorDash. O'Donoghue's, welcome to your pub.
So the Royals go to their bullpen with their oft-used closer, Jackson Wilson, who will make his 12th appearance of the season. He's 0-1 with 5 saves in 13 and a third innings. He has 16 strikeouts at a 3.68 ERA. Again, the one, if you had to point to a blemish on his record, he does have 13 walks in those 13 and a third.
Now pitching for Fredericton, number 34, Jackson Wilson.
But he will be called on now. Again, you have to wonder if Mike Lint might be kicking himself in the backside that he didn't go to Jackson Wilson one batter sooner to have that righty on righty. Leaves Thomas Hoyt in to face Tyler McKay, who hits one deep into the night, and it is 11-11. And that is high and away from Goss for ball one. So now, again, right, we said we're going to have to get the middle of the order to do some stuff and now get to the bottom of the order and turn it back over. And now Mike McKay's in the on-deck circle again. That's a fastball from Wilson in there.
And how important are those 2 add-on runs that Fredericton was able to push
Absolutely.
across the
right.
last half
and,
inning,
you know,
right?
We've seen that the other way around a few times. And that is hit into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. So Goss with a little flip job into center field. And the Ironmen keep the inning going as he will be over at first. And again, now you have a guy over there with some speed. You have the top of the order back up here.
And I think that's what Kavanaugh goes out there for, is to say, hey, you got to be quick to the plate and give me a chance if Goss is going.
And I will say the one thing that is problematic for the Ironmen right now is the guy that you would like to have warming up is standing
on
over
first base. Yep.
Right? Obviously, Wenzel went down there just a minute ago to continue to warm up. But again, the guy you'd like to have warming up now is over at first base. So here's McKay. And a throw over to first. And the ball is dropped. And another defensive miscue for the Fredericton Royals as Jackson Wilson caught Goss leaning.
Good move
and
by
Corey
Wilson
Willett
there.
just dropped the baseball. A great move by Wilson. They had Goss dead to rights, but now he's at second.
You're a single
2
away
out.
from taking your first lead of this
Absolutely.
game.
That is a massive 90 feet. That is fouled back. Again, the Ironmen tonight have taken advantage of miscues by the Royals. 2 runs scoring on wild pitches, 2 runs scoring on errors. Taking an extra 90 feet there. We will see if they can make that hurt here with Mike McKay at the dish. 0-1 is the count with 2 out. That's in there for strike 2. A great curveball from Jackson Wilson there as he pulled the string on that one. And now it's 0-2. 11-11, bottom of the 6th inning. No balls, 2 strikes. Wilson with several looks back. And that is hit back up the middle. This is going to be a very tough play, and Sullivan can't field it cleanly. And now it's going to be runners at the corners. That should be scored a base hit, I would think, and it is. Again, I think even if Sullivan fields that cleanly, he would have had a very, very hard time getting that one over to first.
And that's what speed does for you. It puts a little bit of pressure on an infielder to try to make a perfect play.
Absolutely, right? Like that, we've said that many times. Speed is more than just stealing bags.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's you know what, if you're Sullivan in that situation, you're thinking to yourself,
you know
that's
right away.
Mike running down the line.
Yep. You know,
right?
I got to get rid of this ball clean.
I have a millisecond to make this play.
Yeah.
So now Keats with runners at the corners. That is fouled out of play.
Good swing by Chris there, aggressive. Got a first pitch fastball and just missed it.
And we just saw that with Mike as well. A really good swing at a first pitch fastball.
Yeah.
Now we will see if Wilson does the same thing to Keating that he did to McKay, where he came back with the curveball.
With the curveball to.
And I wonder if Keats has that in the back of his memory. And that is hit into the gap. That's going to get down. Goss is going to score. McKay's getting the wave around third. It's going to be a play at the plate. It's a bad throw, and he's safe. A 2-run double for Chris Keating, and the Ironmen take the lead. It's 13-11. And the Waldo is alive tonight. Chris Keating steps on a fastball into the gap. His 9th double of the season, his 16th and 17th RBIs. And the Ironmen with a 7 spot in the bottom of the 6th have taken a 13-11 lead. And just like that, now that Zach Goss has scored, he is down to the bullpen in a hurry to try and get loose. But this inning continues now for Watkin. And that's in there for strike one.
We talk about speed. Mike McKay is the only guy on the team that's scoring that run right
Absolutely. And I will say the throw in from right center was a bit towards the third base side.
Yeah.
Right? So Sullivan was actually the one who cut it off. And that is inside for a ball.
Another good front hip curveball slider by Wilson. Really, really late movement.
Yeah. And again, we talked about right after Keats was all over that fastball. Would he go to the curveball? He did not. And Keats absolutely stepped on that. Here's a throw down to third. That's in there for strike two. But it will be a stolen base for Keating. That is his 8th of the season. He is 8 for 8 now. So now and again, in a situation where the Ironmen have scored 2 runs on pass balls already, that's a big 90 feet. The count is 1-2 to Watkin. Wilson's got the one he wants. And that is hit hard, and that is a fair ball! That's down the line. Watkin with a big turnaround first, and he's going to stop. The Ironmen scored their 8th run of the inning, and it is 14-11.
And Jake Cook has a chance to go 5 for 5 right here on the night.
Well, and again, now the inning continues, and here comes the Waldo Wizard. Just put him on. Put the 4 fingers up and put him on. And we knew coming into this game it might come down to who can outslug who. And that's fouled off at the plate. What an inning the Ironmen have put together. This, I hate to use hyperboles, but as we're down the stretch here, the Ironmen still have 9 more games. This could be a season-defining inning right here, a game that they were down 9-1. They were down 11-6 coming into this inning. And that is high for a ball. And again, not to play that, but this could be a season-defining inning right here for the Ironmen.
Yeah, it's been a whole team effort. Like we said, there was no one guy that was going to get you out of that 5-run deficit.
Yep, absolutely. And that's inside for a ball. So 2-1 now to Cook. Watkin the runner over at first. Again, the big hit that got people out of their seats was the Tyler McKay pinch hit, 2-run home run, but it has just been an inning to remember. And that is high for ball 3. Just put him on. 8 runs across here in the bottom of the 6th for the Ironmen, and they continue to threaten. And that is ball 4. Jake Cook will reach base for the 5th time in this game. And Mike Lint is out of the dugout again for the Royals. And again, Wilson has thrown 17 pitches. At what point do you say enough is enough and start thinking about tomorrow, right? Again,
yeah, hard to say.
We talk about the chess game. They are now down 3. Their bats are going to have to do some work.
Hard to say what
they don't have anybody warming up in the bullpen. We did see Charette down there earlier in the game when they were up 9-1.
Problem is we don't know exactly how well Wilson bounces back. What that number is.
Right?
Yeah,
Obviously,
exactly.
You know, this is their 21st game of the season, and this is his 12th appearance.
So obviously he's able to pitch, you know, on short rest at least.
So here comes Logan Walsh. That is inside for ball 1. And again, Zach Goss, who scored that run, has gone down, had plenty of time now to get warmed up. As this inning just carries on. And that is hit hard, and that's a base hit. Watkins going to come around. He's going to score. Cook's getting the wave. The play's to second. The throw home, and he's saved. 2 more runs for the Ironmen, and they have put up a 10 spot here in the bottom of the 6th, and they now lead 16-11. Again, a hard hit ball from Logan Walsh. as he tried to turn that into a double.
Number 44, Nick
A very, very close play at the plate, but I had a great look at it, Jake. He got his foot right in there just before the tag. So another 2 runs. That is a curveball on the inside part. I don't think Nick liked that call very much, but it's strike 1. So the Ironmen from 11-6 down to 16-11 ahead. And that hits him in the helmet. Again, that's a curveball. There's no intention there.
No, not at all.
Everybody settle down. Right? Everybody just chill out. First and second.
Number 41, Charlie Molson.
So again, that's a curveball. There's no intent there whatsoever.
No, Wilson's trying to get his third out here.
Yeah.
That's all he's focused on.
That's in there for strike 1.
And he threw a beauty of a first one. He threw a great
Yeah.
first pitch
Yeah, and then
curveball,
just that
tried to
one-
double it
that
up,
one
and
gets
just
away
slipped.
from him.
That's all
Yeah.
that was.
That one gets away from him. Here's Molson. That's in there for strike 2. And a Waldo Henderson field that was deadly quiet 25 minutes ago is full of life. If you left when the Ironmen were down 9-1 and you're listening from home now, and that one is ripped into right center, but it'll be caught out there.
Good catch.
But the inning of the season for the Ironmen as they put up not 1, not 2, not 5, but 10 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. And in a game they trailed 9-1 and came into this inning trailing 11-6. They go to the 7th with 3 outs remaining. And they lead 16-11 on this bananas edition of O'Donoghue's Ironman Baseball Live, powered by Snag Sports.
Ironman Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. If you're looking for great lunch options, look no further than our weekly soup and sandwich special. Available from 11 to 4 Monday to Friday and 12 to 4 on weekends, swing by for a feed or order through our website, o'donoghues.com. Make sure to check out our Facebook page for this week's special. O'Donoghue's, welcome to your pub.
So we do have a wholesale run of changes here for the Ironmen. Zach Goss enters the game as the pitcher. We will talk about him in a second. Chris Keating moves from short to third. Adam Wenzel enters the game at shortstop. Again, replacing Yan Rail, who was pinch hit for by Tyler McKay. Tyrell Hebert enters the game in right field as the right fielder. So that will also eliminate Jake Cook as the designated hitter. Ends his day getting on base 5 times. The Waldo Wizard did his thing. And Zach Goss enters the game for his 8th appearance of the season. He is 1-0, couple of saves, 12 2/3. He has a 7.18 ERA. So it has been some hard times at times for Zach Goss this season. Has given up 16 hits across those 12 2/3 innings. And will be asked to preserve this 5-run lead in what can only be described as an absolutely insane baseball game.
Yeah.
So Oliver to lead it off, and that is in there for strike 1.
And you know what, Chris? I said in the break here, I don't feel like this ball game's over. This Fredericton offense can snap back in a hurry here, and
Absolutely.
especially at the top of this lineup.
Absolutely. That is a ground route to short. Wenzel right into the game and makes the play across. So 2 pitches and 1 out as Oliver is retired 6-3 for those of you scoring at home. This has been one of those games. Again, I've been doing this for 5 years. There's been some moments. I think back to the Leicester Irish Fest Grand Slam, the Lang Tang walk-off base hit. There's a swing and a miss, strike one. I had a memory come up from 2 years ago when Chris Keating hit a walk-off home run against the Royals at Ironman Field. And now a 10-run bottom of the 6th. And there's strike two. And Goss in here meaning all kinds of business as this game approaches the 3-hour mark.
You need to start running pitch clock in this league.
Yes, that's right. And that's right there. Just a little up, I believe. A little up. The fans wanted that one, to say the least. Swing and a miss. Strike three. And the Royals are down to their final out here in the top of the 7th. If you would have told me after 2.5, down 9-1,
this is what we were going to be treated to.
And again, we said, right, use your outs, use your outs. I didn't think they were going to score 10 in the bottom of the 6th, don't get me wrong.
No, and 5 of those runs came with 2 outs. Tyler McKay hit that 2-run home run with 2 outs.
Just another epic chapter in the rivalry between these two teams. And that is fouled away. Again, Goss pounding the strike zone here.
And that's what you do with a 5-run lead in the 7th inning. You're not, 1 or 2, maybe you start.
We said it in the
nibbling.
last inning. You can't. There's no 5-run hit. You cannot score 5 runs at once. And that hits him. So that'll be a base runner for the Royals as Shikotko wears one.
Chicago is going to be on base for the 3rd time tonight.
Yeah.
Single, the bomb in the 2nd. Now a hit by pitch.
That'll bring up Corey Wood.
And the plan does not change here if you're Goose. Same thing.
Yep.
Pound the zone, fire strikes, let him hit it.
Throw strikes. Again, no way Corey Wood could tie this game in this situation. That's in there for a strike.
Boy, you'd have to hit one a long way for the umpires to count it for 5.
I'd have to see it in the traffic circle, which again, you'd need it to be a golf ball and an aluminum bat. Let's call it what it is. Bit of a slide step there from Goss. And now it's 0-2. The Royals are down to their last strike on what can only be defined as an epic Thursday night at the Waldo Henderson Field. Zach Goss looks to complete a comeback for the ages. 0-2, 2 out. Runner going. That one is popped out of play, foul.
I think that was a knuckleball.
Did he go to something?
I think he went a little funky there. That one looked like it had a little bit on it. I'll have to ask him after the game.
Yeah, I thought maybe it was just a change piece, but
he does have that in the repertoire. He likes to break it out every now and again.
The count remains 0-2. Let's see the letters gas right here, and let's head on home. Runner going again. Grounder to first. Nick up with it. He will take it to first on his own, and the Ironmen complete the comeback. And that is going to do it on a night that we probably won't soon forget, that we will be talking about into the rest of July and August here at Ironman Field. A lot of people had the Ironmen dead to rights, down 9-1 after the top of the 3rd inning. But they chipped away, and they put up a 10 spot. They put up a 10 spot in the bottom of the 6th. Jake, I don't really know what else to say.
No, I mean, it was a tale of 2 games. The Royals offense came out here and was swinging like they were, the 2004 Barry Bonds. 9 of them in the lineup. 4 home runs in the first 5 innings. It was all Royals, and the Ironmen, stuck with it. Were able to scratch them together and didn't, hang their head down 9-1 in the 4th.
Again, right? We've said, obviously there's some tumultuous things that occur between these two teams. There's been some hard feelings. We saw that in the top of the 3rd, right? We thought the game was going to get out of control. It didn't. Cooler heads prevail, but again, just another. Not often you see a team score 10 runs, and you have to remember, right? The Royals came to Ironman and put up a 9 spot a few Saturdays ago.
Yeah.
And that stung. They beat them 20-3, embarrassed them at the only game that's been played at Ironman Field this year. And we looked like we might have been heading in that direction tonight. But the Ironmen persevered. Garrick Hale can't understate what he did tonight.
No, he got
comes
some
out of the
big
bullpen,
outs in the middle
down
of this
8
game.
runs. He gives up a couple there in the 6th, but overall he pitched really well. He had 6 strikeouts, I think. He pitched really well. Goss comes on and gets the job done at the end. But here's the thing, like, team effort, the Tyler McKay home run to tie the game as a pinch hitter. I mean, this is a game. Again, I do not hyperbolize when I say we are not likely to forget. This could set them up now with Charlottetown coming here Saturday. The Ironmen are a half game back. Man, oh man, folks, if you're looking to see some important baseball, Saturday, 2 p.m., Ironman Field. If you can't make it to Ironman Field, we will be live on the Ironman YouTube page, the Ironman Facebook page, brought to you by Snag Sports. Of course, we want to thank O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. We couldn't do this without them. As always, on behalf of my man Jake, the best color man in the NBSBL, I am Chris Jardine, voice of the Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironman. The final score here from Waldo Henderson, the Ironman 16, the Royals 11. Take care and enjoy the night.